Hi. Live. Why is it saying I'm not live when I am live? There we go. Gotta mute it. There we go. I deleted it. Or muted it, sorry. Just killing some time tonight. Been a long couple weeks. Just having fun. Anyone that wants to join, you are welcome to. I will post the link. Hey, Mike Wall, thank you for coming on. Let me go back over to the YouTube side. I think I got it right. So, oh, I hit the wrong thing. Good God. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. I hit the wrong thing. Hey, Carol, how are you? Renee, greetings. I'm gonna have to go back on the YouTube side real quick in case, or I'm sorry, StreamYard side in case anybody wants to join. Let me refresh to get the link because it's not working. Hi, Bella. Oh, that's not gonna setting. Oh, but does anybody have any suggestions? Because the link didn't work. Some for some reason. Yeah, this is just a. I've been talking to Troc for the last I don't know hour and a half, maybe almost 2 hours, and saying hi. How do I do this? Did I do it in the live, like the live stream? I didn't. Okay, I didn't do that in live. Oh my god! I gotta figure this out. I'm sorry, Carol. Do you have any idea? Maybe Bella, Renee, Mike. How do I? Hmm. Hey, Arlene. Good to see you. I gotta. What do I do? I'm trying to drop a link for anybody that wants. Oh, there we go. Invite. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found a way to do it. So I'm going to drop this in the YouTube side. I found it. I'm a better computer tech guy than Truck. I can tell you that much. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm just kidding. Truck's a good. Truck's a good. Boss Lady Bird, I'm sorry I missed your show earlier today because that would have been my speed. That would have been awesome. So I'm sorry I missed that, but busy days, busy days. How's everybody doing? This is going to be a short. I know I say that. I've said that before. It's going to be a short one. So it's going to be short ones or short one. And no, Bella, I'm not going to face plant on my shop stairs tonight, but I just figured I'd address that ahead of time because I know you will probably bring that up. Oh, thanks for your support, Carol. I almost said, oh, shut up, but I didn't. But no, I'm not going to. But you know what, Carol? You know what, Carol? Because I can. No, I was talking to Truck. I was talking to Truck tonight for a while, and he's a good guy. Good guy. Can use everybody's support. 223 DMR, how are you? Good evening. to you. Good evening to you. Boss lady, thank you. If you want to, like, I'm not paid, like, I don't, even though I'm allowed to get paid through ads by YouTube, I'm not, I'm not getting it. But if you smash the like button, that will actually help the channel. So thank you, boss lady. Good call. Good call. So what's everyone doing? Does anyone want to? Oh, I guess I gotta go to the StreamYard side to see if anybody's actually trying to join. Oh, no one's trying to join. Okay, I'm an asshole. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. Oh, boss lady, do you know that Carol and Bella are plotting to murder me? Just so you know. Just so you know. I have a witness now. So I have a witness now. I have a witness now. A day early? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, boss, you're gonna join their. You're gonna join their team. Jason, how are you, sir? Good to talk to you. Good to see you here. Thank you very much for joining. This is this is going to be. Boss lady, thanks for your thanks for your support. That's greatly. So now I have to watch out for 3 hit women. That's good. That's good. Good to know. Thank you. Thought it was 2. Now it's 3. Okay. Karen S. How are you? Oh my God. I don't even. Jerks. Not everybody. I'm just talking about the 3 uh, female hitmen or hit women that are plotting against me. Hey, Steve. How are you? Steve Harrod. Good to see you. Do I have to drop? Okay. Well, I'll drop it again. Okay. All right. Let's see. Did the can Bella or Carol? Can you check to see at least if the link I drop works? You can go backstage or whatever, and you can join if you want. But I just want to know if the link that they gave me works. I'd appreciate it because this is. I don't know. Something happened originally where it didn't work. It works? Okay. Appreciate it. All right. Well, anybody is, I'll put it up again. Thank you, Bella. I will put it up again on the YouTube side of things and see if anyone wants to join. If you don't want to, I understand it. I'm an asshole. I understand. I'm a like I get. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. Add to stream. Add to stream.
You asked for it. You got it.
Carol, I'm gonna hop off. I was just letting you guys know that it was working. The 3 minutes.
I appreciate. I actually appreciate that because I'm like, what the hell is that? It's not working. But
it's okay. I'll hop back on. I'm like 45 minutes away from home, but I'll hop back on when I get home. I'm sure it'll still be on.
Oh, thanks. Well, thank you. No, seriously though, thank you for checking the link. I appreciate that.
No, of course. Okay, 556 and my best friend Carol. I'll talk to you guys in a few.
Okay, honey.
Drive safe. Safe travels.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Carol.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Karen S. Where's Jane Perry? Hello. I think I said hi to everybody else. Yes, this is last minute. I've been talking to truck for a while tonight.
God bless.
Nah, he's. All right. No, he's a good dude. He's just.
I know he is. I'm joking.
Mhm.
I love Chris. Nah.
Yeah, I had to get him off the phone to start. I'm like, dude, I tried to start a live like a half hour ago, and he's like, "Well, I got a question about." I'm like, dude, I forgot to fucking. All right. No, good dude. Good dude. So anybody that hates on Chris Truck has to deal with a lot of other people that are.
Yep, that's for sure.
Yeah. Boss Lady Bird, grab the link. What are you doing? Join. Boss Lady Bird, I wish I was in your live during the day, but we got medical stuff going on and appointments and far driving things, so I missed it. But yeah, pretty cool. How are you, Carol?
Oh, I'm okay. You should have been on Sunday night. You would have got a real treat.
You know where I was Sunday night?
No.
Drunk and shooting guns in my yard.
Guess what?
Hmm.
After Easter, they were all here,
Mm-hmm.
and my kids were looking at me, and they go, "Ma, you never drink." I said, "Well, Ma is drinking today."
Just don't do what I did.
What'd you do? Then I'll tell you what I did.
Don't you remember? Well, it's been over a month now. I face planted walking up the stairs.
Uh-huh.
I have a nice scar. I did a whole video about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Hey, Jane. Yeah, I have a nice scar, and I'm actually kind of proud of it. I'm like, I earned this medal.
Oh, God. No, my daughter turns around. She's looking at me. And you got to realize my daughter has a personality like you. She thinks she's always the wise cracker, the wise remarks.
Go on.
So I'm out there and I'm serving everybody. I'm running crazy. I'm taking videos that I posted to Instagram of the family, and of the food and everything. I go outside and she turns around and she looks and she goes, "You're drinking?" So I looked at her and I said, "Yeah." So she goes, "I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea." So I turned around and I looked at my son's girlfriend and I says to her, "Candace, you want to go make me another pina colada?" She brings me out a 16-ounce glass. Trust me when I say 3/4 of it was rum. Okay? I had about 3 or 4. My daughter kept it up. So I got up and I says to my daughter, "You open your mouth again, I'm going to take my foot and I'm going to put it right up your..." You know what? I don't want to curse on your channel.
You got fucked up. You got fucked up, didn't you? You can curse on my channel all you want.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not monetized.
I really got fucked up. Yep.
Good.
Yep. I let loose.
Good.
I let loose. And my son's cracking up because my son loves it when I go after my daughter.
Yeah, I'm not. You can look. I'm hanging out with freaking these two Muyans behind me. Well, that's a wrong word to use. These two ex-presidents behind me. I don't care. I don't like. I'm not monetized. I don't care. I don't care. That's all you want. Mike Wall. Who is Terry Francona? Does somebody know? I look just like him. Apparently, I don't know who that is.
Who?
Mike Wall said he saw Terry Francona on TV, and I look just like him. He's a manager, Cleveland Guardians.
I have no clue.
Yeah,
unless they changed the name of the Cleveland Indians. Who the heck knows?
I have no idea. Well, actually, they were supposed to. So I don't.
That's what they did.
Just like Washington D.C. No more Redskins. They're what are they called now? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I saw something today. It cracked up. They turned around. I think it was New York. Yeah, it was New York, of course. And they turned around and said all the high school teams cannot be named after American Indians anymore. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're going down a wrong path in this country now.
Tell me about it.
So bad. So bad.
Well, you know what? I said the other night to somebody, we were discussing that, and they brought up what we were talking about on Kim's show. And I said to them, I'd be more afraid of that A1 thing they have running around than I would anything else, because if that gets into the wrong hands and it gets programmed the wrong way, we're all in trouble.
Carol, you already know. We're fuck. How
Yeah,
do
I
I say?
know.
Sorry, real quick. G23, thank you for coming on the channel and saying hi. Yeah, we're all.
Yep.
Unless people start taking action, we're we're going to have problems really soon. Because if you pay attention to the news, which I know you do, and probably a lot of other people in the chat do, we're headed way down the wrong path. And yes, Jason, all this woke shit bullshit. Yes, but also, Jason, you're 110% correct. But also the politics and war, because we are on the brink of World War III, and the woke bullshit is almost like the background catalyst for it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the best way to put it, because America is being seen as weak now because of all this background political bullshit that's going on, instead of,
You,
you know what I mean?
well, if they would all get their heads out of their asses,
Hmm?
okay, in straight English, and straighten the shit out, we wouldn't be having this problem.
Hmm?
But no, both sides, whatever, they all got to
Hmm?
suck up to each other. And I'm getting tired of it personally. It's like, uh, what the hell do you do?
Can somebody name from Carol, and let people in chat answer that? Hey Montauk, how are you? Thank you for joining very much. Somebody in chat, name our three biggest threats to the United States right now. And if somebody could add one more, I'll give you bonus points. Just one. There's a couple, but I'll just add three. Name three and add one for bonus points. Name the three biggest threats to the United States right now. Uh, Mike Wall, the Bud Light controversy. I drink Coors Light, but it still pisses me off. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. It still pisses me off. Karen S, yes. Karen S, Russia, China. Oh, look at Karen S. She actually named three: Russia, China, North Korea, and China. Yeah, Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Karen S., you very well. That was awesome. Can you name another one? There's at least one more. And Mike Wall, correct.
I can.
What's that?
France.
Well, recently,
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody think of Belarus, where Russia stages most of their?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I've never seen anybody say Belarus, but Belarus, because it's on the border of Ukraine and Russia, and they are very anti-American. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
but
you got a lot of anti-American here in this country.
don't get me started. I
Okay.
I I understand this is a no topic live, but you don't get me started, because I will get angry. But yes, we have a lot of anti-American Americans, which is sickening, fucking sickening.
And now I read on the news today. What the heck was it? I saw a clip come across. because I don't watch the news. I get the clips that come across. And if I
Mhm.
see something that hits my interest, then I'll click it on. And it was now they're starting up the racial crap again behind the scenes.
I don't know where they're going to go with that because that
I
was
don't know. This country, if it's not one thing, it's another thing. And it pisses me off because as someone that's older,
Mhm.
okay, I was out there. I was against the Vietnam War. I was out there for civil rights to
Mhm.
help them get civil rights because I was raised differently. I wasn't raised to look at someone's color of their skin or anything else.
Me either. Me either.
Okay? To me, we all bleed the same. And that's what people seem to forget. If you're in a car accident or you have an emergency and you're rushed to a hospital and you need a transfusion, I'm sure you're not going to lay in that bed and ask, is that a black person or a white person or a Chinese person or whatever giving it to me? You're going to want that blood to save your ass. So
Yes.
you understand where I'm going with that.
I know all kinds of shit that you're talking. Yeah, yes, we're on the same page.
Hmm. And unfortunately, they brainwashed, and I use the term loosely, the youth of today, or they're trying to. And I don't know how many more of us, that were brought up differently are there to correct the younger generation.
Not many these days.
That's what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm saying. I see it every day.
Mike Wall, yes, other countries are laughing at us. That there's no question about that. That's why they see us as weak because of our leadership that we have. Um, and we are being seen as weak. And you can better believe if you pay attention. And I don't watch like news on TV. I just every morning, every day I get up, I just watch the or look up the current news online from different platforms. I just don't stick to one on different platforms just so I can get a intel report, so to speak, and figure things out. Uh, Edwin, the man, thank you, Edwin Jimenez, for joining. But I tried to get a current update every day on what's going on because I don't want to wake up and find out all of a sudden we're in World War III because that's what we're so close to
Yeah, they don't
being.
realize how close we are. And
Yeah,
hello, Angela, I see you and I agree with your comment.
it's crazy. It's crazy. And my whole thing is how prepared are American citizens that live in the United States prepared for it if it happens? Like
I
if
don't
it
know.
like if it actually like what and forget like any situation nuclear they just decide to, which I don't think they'll do because there's too many rednecks out here and people like me live in the mountains that with a gun behind every blade of grass. I
Hmm.
don't think they're just going to fly in and drop paratroopers over,
No,
like
but
to try and invade. Like
what's going to happen if they cut the power lines?
well, that's, and you know what the sick part, Carol, is Americans have been doing that. They've been blowing up the substations, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And did you see what happened in Texas yesterday? 18,000 cows in a fire.
Hmm.
Okay. And then you've got that chump in New York that calls himself a mayor turning around telling people, well, I want you to eat vegetables. I don't want you eating meat.
So I will say, as far as the cattle, especially in those like Texas, Oklahoma, places like that, it's actually it's not unusual. It's not common, but it's not unusual for them to lose. I know exactly the incident you're talking about, though. It's not unusual for them to lose large herds at one time. However, that was a different circumstance. So I get that, and that affects all of the states, because that's where the beef, the ground, like the beef comes from, right?
Right.
Yeah. But there was a thing not too long before, maybe a month or two ago, where like I forget how many, like 20, 30,000 cattle were like found dead
Mm-hmm.
on a ranch. But they're like the farmers are like, yeah, we're used to that shit. And America was like, holy crap, that's a lot of dead cows. That's a lot of beef and things that isn't here anymore. But that apparently for the ranchers and things, they're like, it happens sometimes. I'm like, holy shit. Okay,
What?
all right.
Oh, you also have the 3 dairy farms that recently closed.
Correct.
Okay. You also have what numbnuts up there in Washington, D.C. over there, that puppet is sitting there trying to divert water to a lake that is dying. Meanwhile, the other 2 states that he's looking to take the water from aren't going to have any water, but that
which,
doesn't
which,
seem to bother him.
I'm sorry, I might have which lake? I missed that.
I
The-
forget the name of the lake. I read the article the other day.
Okay.
In fact, I read it Sunday when I was celebrating. That's why I can't, yeah. But
I'm hello.
I know he's diverting it to some part of California to help with the drought there. If I'm correct, I think one state was Missouri.
Okay.
Okay, I forget what the other state was, and he's taking it from their lake
I'll have to
and sending it over there, and their lake is already down.
I'll have to look that up
Yeah.
because
So I'm like, what are you doing? And then you have all those train derailments lately.
well, that's always happened. It's just like a new. That's like the new news catch. The news. Oh, another train derailed. They're like because the public's like, holy shit, more trains. I had one derailed by my house not long ago. It barely even made the news. And that was before all this stuff in Ohio and Pennsylvania and all these other
Mm-hmm.
places. It's like it's just a catch headline. That's all. That's all. And in my opinion, I was a former PIO. Like I like dealing with the media and shit like that. And then the media's like, oh God, we got another. We have to create some. It's all about views for them. It's all about
Yeah. What about the economy?
the economy. It does affect the economy because product doesn't get where it's supposed to be going on time, and it gets destroyed. Uh,
Mm-hmm. And
however,
prices keep raising.
prices
Because
keep raising.
I know
Yes.
what we spent just on the Greek Easter. I couldn't
Mhm.
believe it when my husband gave me the. Let me see. He went to the Greek store in Astoria because it was cheaper than the Greek store in Jersey, he said, right?
Yes.
And he handed me the receipt. I almost passed out because he bought feta. I'm telling you what he bought: the pistachio macaroni for me to make, um, a bunch of Greek cookies
Mhm.
and stuff. Anyway, the bill came out to 500 and change. I almost went through the floor.
Yeah.
Then we went to ShopRite to get the lamb
Mhm.
for Sunday, right? We go to ShopRite. I get to the register, 400 and change. Okay.
I can dig it. I understand. Yeah.
In other words, this whole Easter day cost us, with that and other things, it cost us a good, I'd say, between $1,300 and $1,500. When pre-sickness days,
Mhm.
the same Easter would have cost us maybe $500.
Mhm.
Okay.
No, I get it. No, you're right. I mean, you're right.
And the
The
prices aren't going to go down.
the one thing I can say about the railroad, because they deliver the stuff that we need across the country. Um, the one thing that a lot of people don't understand, especially if you don't live anywhere near, uh, say, a railroad, like a major railroad track in operation, is uh, it they maintain them normally very well, like, and consistently. And I can tell you, we have trains coming by here every day, numerous times a day. But then when the trains aren't coming by, we see all the maintenance trucks. I don't know if anyone's familiar with how that works on the railroad. There's actually like pickup trucks with like railroad, what do they call, like, not wheels, but they're, like the things that fit on the tracks, the metal, the steel things that, so it's an actual Chevy or Ford or Dodge pickup truck, but then they lower these steel wheels onto the tracks and they drive the tracks and they go and work on the tracks. They look for problems, they fix stuff, whether a conductor or an employee reports something going, hey, it's something, you guys got to come look at this. Like, they spend a shit ton of time and money to report and fix problems. But sometimes out in the middle of nowhere, and I am out in the middle of nowhere, but like I'm saying, like a desert, they may not get to it as quickly. And then we have these, we're small towns, like rural towns. Well, that sounds like where I live, but they may not get to fix it completely or quickly. And then we have these train, but that's been going on. Carol, you know this. The
Yep.
train things have been going on for decades, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Derailments and things like that, accidents and things like that. It's just a new uh, the thing that the media does now. They're like, oh, it's a catch thing now for attention and views. That's all it is. That's all it is. But I see all of our, and for me, it's like CSX and things like that. They're out there every day. The trains coming through, and then every week they're out there monitoring. They're driving the tracks, their maintenance vehicles, checking stuff out, making repairs that are needed, and doing what they have to do to make it safe for, and not just the trains, to get our product where it needs to go, whatever product it is, food, vehicles, fuel, whatever, but also to make it safe for the neighborhoods and communities that the tracks go through. So
Mm-hmm.
that's all.
Well, now the numbnuts, along with gas stoves, want to ban air conditioners, and they want more energy efficient refrigerators and washer machines. I can't, because every day I see something different, and I'm like, this is really getting crazy. You have a country like Germany, and you know what I'm going to say.
I know what you
There,
guys.
everybody's concerned about this Green Deal. Meanwhile, Germany's solution is let's close down 3 nuclear plants and let's use coal to heat houses and do what we have to do. Well, I'm sorry, when I was younger, my family lived in an apartment building, and the apartment building was heated by coal. I couldn't take the smell. I seen what was coming out of the roof, out of the chimney stacks or whatever the heck it was that they had for the coal. You talk about, how is that solving any pollution problem? It's only causing a worse one. So you want to get rid of natural gas, which is cleaner,
Mhm.
to go back to coal? Where is the sense in that? Please tell me.
It's it. You're talking about sense versus politics, right?
Right.
There is
You
no
got it.
sense. There is no sense in politics. You already know that.
Well, my husband was laughing the other day. So go buy me an old fashioned washboard so I can wash your clothes. I said, because I'll be damned if I'm buying one of their new energy washing machines.
It's funny as you say that. My mom still has one from like the 19, is it tens
Mm-hmm.
or tens or 20s. She still has one in the basement farm sink
Mm-hmm.
where she lives. Yeah, but it's it. Mm, Oh, Montauk. Karen S., take a look at the book Lights Out by Ted Koppel. Scary stuff. Montauk. I actually went to school with Ted Koppel's son, and unfortunately, and I feel bad to this day, we kind of bullied him. We used to make fun of the way he used to say mountains. He would say meoutons, and we'd say mountains, and be like meoutons, and we're like, we're like say mountains, meoutons. I'm sorry, but we used to. I was a bully to Ted Koppel's son, but he was actually great. Like we didn't like beat him up or anything. We just made fun of the way he said mountains. That's all. He was pretty cool though.
You know which book I think is coming to fruition? Orwell's book. Do you remember that one?
I'm sorry. I was reading
George Orwell's book, 1984, about the future.
Yeah,
We're
Orwell.
there.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yes, we're there and almost beyond there too. We're in trouble. We're in fucking trouble. Renee, I dropped a link.
There was a song that came out during the late 60s by Yeager and Evans called The Year 2025. Do you remember that? Where it says in the year 2025, I wonder if man is still going to be alive.
I sort of. That may have been the time I was a musician and didn't pay attention to a lot of stuff other than what I was playing, but I kind of remember the title.
If you ever get a chance, listen to that song. I know it's an annoying song, but if you listen to the lyrics of it, we're already there.
Carol, you already know we're in trouble. We're in fucking trouble. And if anybody in chat doesn't think the United States is in trouble right now, you gotta start paying attention to facts and news and stuff like that. I don't care what news channel you watch or listen to. You gotta pay attention to military stuff and things like that.
What military?
See, now you're gonna get me fired up.
Okay, what military? What, we got to rely on the National Guard? God help us all. That's number one. Number two, where are all our weapons? Oh, gee, I don't know, Taiwan and Ukraine, maybe?
They're in my house. Hey, Renee, how are you?
What's up? Hey, Carol, how are you?
Good to have you on.
Renee, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good to have you on.
Trying to figure out how to have the stupid camera work there. There we go.
All right, it's working.
Yeah, the electric cars thing is what bugs me. Out here in California, we have already have issues with the power grid, and just last summer they were like, those of you in the Central Valley where it's 110 degrees, relax on the AC because the power grid. How is this power grid supposed to operate when they have all these electric cars? I don't understand.
Look at New York, Renee. Didn't you see? 42 e-bikes went on fire already. People got hurt. Okay. E-bikes.
Teslas?
That's without the electric cars.
That's just think about like the Teslas alone. I mean, in California, we have, stories of them all the time, just randomly catching on fire. And nobody can work on these cars. Like I have a friend who owns a body shop and he's like, none of my guys have been doing this years can work on any of these cars. No, Tesla won't fix them. And there's literally graveyards of Teslas right now. And these people are still paying 60 to 100 grand for these piles of hot garbage. Yep. My advice to people as an amateur mechanic, get a good Toyota, maintain it, the end. I have two Toyotas. One of them has 504,000 miles on it. It's a 96 Camry. I just got it back on the road. And then the other is a 2006 Camry. I'm not rich, but I do not have car payments, and my cars don't break down on me.
Yeah, you're 110% right. Tesla will not send out parts to individuals, owners of vehicles, or dealership or anybody.
No, they won't. Sorry, I didn't shave. I look kind of gruffy today.
Have you seen me?
Yeah, I've just been doing all kind of stuff, running around, working on cars, and I didn't have time to shave. So
Angela, the right winger, apparently she thought all this time you were a chick. So
that's all right. Well, here's a little hint. Not everyone goes by this, but when there's two E's at the end of the name, it's usually a girl, and one E like mine, it's usually a boy. But you know, I complain and whine in chats, so maybe she. You know.
Oh, Jason thought you were a chick too. So I mean,
That's awesome.
No,
I'm very much a dude.
Well, we can tell. Just don't show your penis like that happens on.
No. There's only two genders. I was raised that there's only two genders. That's all I'm going to say.
What there is?
I
Just
agree.
two? What?
Yeah. The kid in kindergarten cop, he nailed it. You know, he nailed it.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. That's
yes, sir. You said it. It's your channel. That's awesome.
You can cuss all you want. I don't care.
I know. You never know though. You know, YouTube the other day they gave me a 24-hour ban because I called somebody a pussy, and it's like, wow, they must be busy over there. You know.
I've recently made a couple anti-YouTube. They don't like me, and I don't like them.
They're nearby where I live. They're like 75 miles from where I'm at. They're in San Bruno, and it's a liberal hive mind over there. I have a few friends that work there, and you know, it's one of those places where no matter how much people are paid, they're not happy. So it's it's supposedly not a very fun place to work.
I don't mind the technology and the accessibility to it. I am totally bothered by the mindset of the people that work for them. That's all. Yeah,
censoring people, I'm really against it. You know, I'm all for privacy and freedom. Like I've lived on my corner for 14 years out here in the Central Valley, and like I only know very small percentage of my neighbors because I keep to myself. You know, and that's just because I was raised in a big city. But I find that the less people you know, sometimes the better. You know what I mean?
Well, I get that. Yeah. I've lived and worked in a small town, a big city area, and now a small mountain town again. So I get that ideology and principle.
Yeah, I'm from San Francisco, born and raised, but 1,000 feet from where I'm sitting, there's a cow farm, literally, and then 200 feet behind or 200 yards behind me is In-N-Out Burger.
I can dig it. I'm 25 feet on either side from a ranch and a hayfield. You know, I can dig it. And that's after working in a city. And
I live on the edge of the countryside. Like the 205 freeway is like a couple hundred yards from where I'm at, and that goes to Stockton, California on one way and to San Francisco on the other. So like on one side of the freeway, it's houses. That's where I'm at. The other side is all farms.
How many times have you been to the Salton Sea?
No, that's way down south. That's in LA. So that's like 300 miles south of me. California is huge, man.
So Salton Sea is East LA. You gotta go through the hills to get there.
Yeah. No, I haven't been to LA in
San Diego
in a few years. Yeah, it's way down south. I'm right in the middle of California. I'm right in the Central Valley where the gold miners struck gold. That's where I'm at, right there. I fish in the same rivers that they were striking gold in.
Dude, I'm telling you, you got to check it. Take the drive. Make a weekend of it.
I will. My kids are getting older now. I'm starting to be able to leave the house more because my son's 19. He can be the dad figure when I'm gone and stuff. So, yeah.
I spent quite some time out there in September of 2022, and I didn't want to go because I don't like California in general.
Yeah.
Because of my principles and I went.
Yes,
I'm like,
how do you think I feel, man? I'm like the biggest Second Amendment guy on the planet, practically. Living out here is like, it's like being a raisin in the rice pudding. You know what I mean? I stick out.
I've got tons of family living out there, especially in LA and some of the wine country.
Yeah.
And
the Central Valley's conservative, wine country's conservative. The richer parts of LA are conservative. The Central Valley is, but basically the coastline is very liberal, and that's where most of the people are that vote. So here we are.
Where I was very close to the Mexican border. Like it was like like border patrol going up and down the highways, along with like CHP and the county sheriffs or whatever.
Yeah, like San Diego part, right?
Middle of the desert. No, it was east of San Diego, like over the hills east of San Diego, Salton Sea, and it was like it was desert and then like this dead lake, and I'm like, holy shit! There's nothing but like awesome Hispanic Latino people and like a white guy and dude I went there with. That was it. But it was fun.
I love California. Awesome. I just have a problem with some of the people in their politics. It's beautiful here, like rivers, ocean. You know, I'm 45 minutes from my home, San Francisco. Even though it's a dump now, I could still go places to fish out there. And
yeah,
I mean, I love it. But I've also lived in Vegas, you know, which I didn't like very much. I lived there for 6 months.
Yeah, I hate Vegas.
Yeah, I didn't like it. My wife had a gambling problem, and I don't like gambling. I was working at 2 casinos at once, at the Circus and the Stratosphere. This was 2002. And I had just turned 25 years old, and that was my whole life was Vegas. I can't believe how tan I got, but not a very friendly. It's not a very friendly town. And a lot of people thought that I was like Indian. I get really dark because my mom's Puerto Rican. This is as light as I get. But yeah, Vegas, and also I didn't have a car. So at that point, like in Vegas without a car, it was no fun. And I lived in North Carolina in Fayetteville for 6 months, and I didn't mind that too much.
Most parts of North Carolina are not too bad, for sure.
Well, I was in Fayetteville because my brother at the time was a captain in the Green Berets. He was at Fort Bragg, and he was going to a anti-terrorism school at the time. This was 1995. And it was kind of crazy because I had just turned 18. I was a senior in high school. And the idea was I was going to go to the military like my brother. That was the idea. I messed that up. But either way, my brother went to this anti-terrorism school. And when he came back a week after graduation, they're not told when, but their instructor is going to do something to their real car in front of their house to make sure they're paying attention for security. So one day, my brother, he's like, I go, what are you doing? And my older brother's like looking under the car and shit. And he's a Green Beret, so I'm not going to fucking question what he's doing. I'm an 18-year-old nobody. He's 32 at the time. And I go, what are you doing? And he pulls out a Mountain Dew can wrapped in green freaking tape, and it says boom on it. So for that last week of his graduation at terrorism school, each student was going to get a visit. And I'll never forget my brother grabbing this and being like, motherfucker. But, you know, needless to say, he found it, so he graduated. But crazy, you know, just made my mind go nuts about Fayetteville.
So kind of off, like going, well, there's no topic here tonight, but
there is no topic.
So your brother was SOF, Special Operations Forces, for those that don't know.
Yes.
Iraq, Afghanistan
time? Yeah, you could Google him. I've been doxxed. He's a known.
I don't give out your information.
No, I'm just saying let's put it this way. He retired as colonel in the Green Beret, in the Special Forces Green Beret. People know my name, and he pops up when you Google my name, so it's all good. Okay. Dude, it's all out there. I'm proud of him. It's no big deal.
No, I would be too.
Yeah. He lives in Texas now. Actually, he lives in like San Antonio, I think. So
okay, yeah, good. I was just curious because that the time frame he was SOF, and I'm like, man,
he was in Special Forces from. First of all, he was 82nd Airborne from 81 or from 82 till 84, and then 84. He got picked out of a group of guys to try out for Special Forces, and then from 84 until 91, he was I think he was like at E6 at that time, and then he got selected for OCS, which is Officers Candidacy School.
Yeah,
and which is like an elite group of guys get chosen among the soldiers, and they were like, you know, would like you to be an officer, but he had to drop a couple of ranks, and a couple things had to happen. I don't remember, but when he went in,
change of MOS.
Yeah. When he went in, he came out as a first lieutenant, and they stationed him out in Hawaii at Schofield Barracks, and then I got to spend some time with him there. So, I mean, as you can tell, my big brother's my hero. He's awesome.
That's awesome. I respect his. And remember, like a lot of people say to former military vets, they always say thank you for your service. And
Yes.
and my wife, actually, Mrs. Smith, actually
Yes. Thank her for her
encouraged.
service. I know. Yeah. Thank her for me.
Well, she encourages this statement because she served in Iraq during ODS, Operation Desert Storm, in the 90s. It's
Oh, yeah.
not it's not thank you for your service. It's never forget to
Yeah.
remember everyone that you lost. And I've heard a lot of vets, military vets, say that. It's like they appreciate, thank you for your service, just like cops and firefighters and things. It's like,
Yes.
thank you for your service. It's such like a blank statement, but it's never.
Well, when I
forget.
say it,
You know what I
it
mean?
means something. My grandfather died in World War II, Japanese. He died of
Right.
dysentery in a cage. My grandfather, Captain Jack Lemire,
Yeah.
another person you can Google, and my brother, and then my father. My father was dishonorably discharged. My dad thought it was smart to grow pot on a military base, but that's another story.
Right. No, I'm just trying to educate people, like, because everyone thinks it's like you just say thanks for your service. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to educate people, like a lot of people.
it
in the
means
military,
a lot when they hear it, you know.
yeah, never forget, because you don't forget your service, but also never forgetting the people that you lost, that you served with.
And the reason why I never went to the military was because I had a girlfriend and I was 18, and I probably should have went, you know, now thinking back on it. But I may have never met my wife if I did, but I have some regrets. Kind of wish I would have went in.
Life takes different paths, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. They were gonna send me to Dallas, Texas, the Air Force. I was going in, and you
Nothing
know.
wrong with the Air Force.
No, no, no. I wanted to go to the Air Force. I wanted to have them pay for my school, and I didn't mind that they, you know, they're called Chair Force. My brother made fun of me, but for me, for what I was looking for, I was, you know, into communications and such. At that point, I think I wanted to have a radio show, and there was all kinds of goals and stuff. And
No, that's cool.
I had a girlfriend that was super beautiful, and that was what ruled my life at that point. What are you gonna do? I was 18, right?
Doesn't it always?
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's had me in captivity for 22 years now. I'm like, whatever.
You've been married for 22 years, like on
Yeah.
purpose? On
I'm
purpose?
45. I've been
Sorry,
married
Carol.
22 years. Yeah.
Sorry, Carol. No offense. 22 years. Carol's just sitting back watching, going like, she's writing down notes, being like, I'm gonna kill. It's like she's taking names down, like who she's gonna whack. Or
Oh
clip,
no, I'll
sorry.
get even with you, one way or the other.
You and
Somebody's
Bella.
gonna make a meme about my bald head and my eyebrows, but I don't care. Whatever.
I know.
Oh, Renee, you know, that's what makes me laugh for YouTube.
You
know, they're not concerned about memes that go around. They're not concerned
No.
about death threats
You know, what are you gonna do, right? I
anything
don't.
like that, or the doxing. But God forbid.
Well,
you
I
say
mean,
something.
before it happened, I was worried, but once it happens, it happens. It's just like,
I dox myself. I don't give a fuck.
I know you did. You
So
wanted to
did
have a
I.
cup of coffee with someone real bad, bro.
What are they gonna? Well, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna fucking do? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same exact boat with you, bro. It's like, it's not even about the fact that we are trained with firearms. It's just the fact that, like, and you know where I live. Okay, great. I grew up with the yellow book and the white pages, and people wanted to know where you were. It's no big deal. I don't understand what the power you think you have.
Like,
They got no power. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I'm
the
saying.
other night.
Well, they called my job, and I have a union job, and I get a call from the union rep, and he's like, "Yeah, you've got a few prank calls," and I let him know what was going on, and that's the end of that. But it just makes them look stupid. You know what I mean? This was months ago.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carol.
You know what I learned, Renee? I learned that they think they have power, but once you turn around and do what you do, like with me, I've always used my name from day one. Don't care. I made that statement on numerous different channels. Don't care. Couldn't care less. You're the ones that look stupid for even trying it.
They want to know who you are because their feelings are hurt. Okay.
Yeah. Well, get
I'm
over it.
not
Get a
perfect,
job
but
and stay off
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. I have a big mouth. I talk a lot of shit. A lot of it is just because stupidity annoys me and I can't help it. I got a big mouth too. I have no filter, but I would never side with a woman beater, a child abuser, anyone that hurts, people that can't defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I would never side or be in a chat with someone like that, I have no problem with Tony Pizza per se. I don't. He doesn't treat animals the way I would, but I think he loves his dog. And he's a rough guy, whatever. So he's like one person where I'm kind of neutral with, because I don't dislike him, and I don't wish him harm or anything or bad. I hope he actually, has a good life. But people consider him homeless, even though he got his apartment today. You got to give
I
the guy
saw
credit.
that. I
Yeah,
saw that
and
come
congrats
across
on
the
that. You know what I mean?
street.
He got a place before Lefty. Think about that. The guy has constantly found a way to make money and pay for things without being on welfare and all that. I respect that. He's a beggar. People call him this and that. They say that, but the guy is able to make money.
No, what I've done is, and I've said this before, Mr. Smith knows this, any of these morons that are into doxing or picking on my friends, I've just blocked them. And I don't go in their chats. I don't go in their channels. If I'm in a different content creator's channel and somebody comes in there, I'm not going to mention names, but Mr. Smith will probably know who I'm talking about. Certain people come in the chat. I leave the chat. It's
Yeah, I
nothing
leave the chat a
against.
lot of times and stuff like that happens. I don't
Yep,
talk about it too. There's a lot of people that are flip floppers that I see in chats where I'm just like, wow, you're in this
that's
dude's
right.
chat after what he said or did. Okay, like to me, the Harambe chat is like the chat of fire. Like if you're in there messing around, man. Lee did it and made and poked fun and used it to his advantage. But Lee, trust me, is not Harambe's friend. But he doesn't want to be involved in any of that stuff most of the time. When he does things, it's pretty calculated. Lee's much smarter than people even understand. And he doesn't look like a dummy already, being himself.
Yeah. Well, I've never been in Harambe's chat, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Oh, I got kicked out a couple of times. I've said some funny things to him, and he's called me a scumbag. Okay. I don't hit women, so.
And I've never been in Pete's chat, no offense, but after that 9/11 remark and that 9/11
I forgave him for that remark, but I didn't forget about that because I even told him on a show recently. My father was born September 11th, 1939, so that day meant something to me way before that happened. And that day,
yeah,
huge disrespect the way he did it, and I told him that's whatever. Just don't ever say that kind of stuff again around me. And I'm nobody, but I'm not going to support. And I've never given any of these people money or supported him. But I appeared in his chat the other day, and I just said hi to Fin Freak, and the dude gave me a wrench. So now, like, I don't want to go back in the chat and make comments. So I just watch for a couple seconds and see if anyone's calling me out, and then I leave.
Can I tell you both something that you may or may not have known? I've already made it public before. It's been about a year. I used to be a mod on Lefties.
Yeah. So did I, dude. Remember, we were in there all together. Yeah, we were all cool together, man. I was on the show all the time with you.
And then
that's how I met you.
Yeah, and that's what I figured out. What was like, and then kind of distance.
Yeah, there's people do things, and then when they do them, I mean, there's going to be a price to it. Sometimes you can't tell people where to go, but certain people can't unsay things or undo things.
I just don't want. I
don't want to hear people talking about my friends. MRE's a cool dude. I don't want to go on a show where someone's bashing him. Fuck out of here.
I just want to make it clear to people that didn't know that I've said it before, but people that are here or somewhere else that are going to watch this later, Yes, I used to be a mod on there. I used to be
Yeah.
a frequent.
A lot of us did. Me, you, Maddie Marinera, Zio. We were all in that chat. That was actually a good chat until he turned on MRE, and then all of a sudden became unrecognizable. I mean, he already had some kind of issues with drugs at one point, but it wasn't as bad as it got
Yeah.
after that. I mean, Jesus, like the guy isn't. I can't even recognize the guy.
Right. Yeah. I just want to be open and upfront with.
Yeah, no,
in case
man.
they didn't know, so that's all.
We were literally in the same chat together, and a lot of people here probably too. I can't see the chat, so
And
hello,
fish-
everybody.
And with Fish Tank.
Oh, that
I can see the
that's
chat on my
awesome.
TV actually. Hi Bella. Hi Karen. Hello Edwin. God bless, brother. And then hey Mike. Sorry, forgot I had the TV on too.
The sick thing is, Fish Tank and I used to get along. And
So
then
I got along with Fish Tank too. Everyone did, you know, when he
And-
used to be
and-
called Fish Tank Tales, and he had the you know, yeah.
And then he decided he's the one that gave me the label mall fed. He's
He
the one
did.
that
He
created
did. You
it.
let him
He's
call
the
you
one
that way
did
just because it doesn't bother you. But yeah, he's a
No,
he's
it
a
doesn't. I think it's funny because it's
Whatever.
I mean, it's funny. But then he got vicious about it. Like after I didn't participate on that channel anymore, then he got vicious about it. Sometime like I ain't got time for that shit. I really
well,
don't.
he's a self-admitted troll. So when they admit
And
that,
that's cool.
whatever, it's cool. Just take it in as a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, like it doesn't piss me. Like I don't live my life with high blood pressure.
Hey,
Thinking
quick
about
question.
Whatever. Yep.
Do they allow you to even show guns on YouTube anymore? Didn't they ban that?
No, you can show guns. You cannot show the manufacturing or the like putting like say you want to build an AR-15. You can't do that.
So I can show you my 686 plus right now, and you won't get in trouble.
No, nobody will. You won't. I won't. Nobody would. But
Okay.
as long as you're not manufacturing a firearm, that's 357 Magnum, right?
Yeah, now it's unloaded. I just unloaded it.
That's an old model.
This is a 686 plus 6-inch,
Yeah,
7
that's
shot.
That's from
This
the
is the
80s
7 shot.
80s or 90s. Which?
This is brand new. This is 2020.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the 686 plus. This is the top of the line Smith and Wesson
Okay.
6-inch 357.
Because Smith recently went back to rebuilding their older models, so you got one of the newer ones.
Well, this one came out in 1980. This is the 686-6, which, as you know, it's Smith and Wesson. It's denoted in here, so it's the 6th version. It does have the lock that nobody likes here on the corner here, but it's a 7-shot revolver and stainless steel, baby. I love this thing. This is the home protector. You know, I leave this one. This one is anyone can use this. Let's put it that way. This is the home protector. It's got the full under-length barrel here. So I really like that for even shooting because of the weight. You know.
I support that 110%. I don't know if you've seen the video. My very first issued duty.
Yes, I did. That's why I wanted to show you this because I love that gun you have. Is that a model 19 or is that a
Smith and Wesson model 65-3 357 Magnum?
Combat Magnum. That's a bad one. Those are nice.
And I carried that thing until we switched to Glock. I carried that thing and shooting it like
Glock. Oh, Glock is awesome. I love Glock.
Oh, me too.
There goes the Glock 20 10 millimeter, the one I was telling you about.
Oh, you got a 10. Okay.
Yeah, this is the 10 millimeter Glock 20.
Good
Top
choice.
of the line.
Better than 40. Good choice.
Yeah, it's empty. And you know, this is what I keep. My son, I leave him with the revolver when I leave the house, and it's in a safe over here. But this is the one I keep on me all the time because it's 15+1. It's 357 Magnum power. I mean, come on.
It's 10 millimeter. You said, right?
I got huge hands. This is how you know how big my hands are. I have huge hands. So the 10 millimeter
No,
for a guy like me, yeah. You know, but you got to have big hands because you know you have the Glock 30, which is the same frame, very thick handle. It's way thicker than like a Glock 19 or whatever. So you got, yeah. My wife tried to shoot this and it almost flew out of her hands.
as long as it's 10 millimeter and not 40, your Glock will be a lot longer lasting. Put it that way.
Yes. And it'll shoot 40 right out of the box in the same mag, same extractor, and it'll be the softest shooting 40 ever because it's heavier than any 40. So that's why I have both of these. The 357 can fire 38 plus P 357s, and then this can fire 40 or 10 mil. And if I switch the barrel, which takes 5 seconds, 357 SIG, it's the same extractor. So I like the versatile guns, you know.
Hold on. We're being schooled right now. Boss Lady Bird said YouTube doesn't allow live streams that show someone holding, handling, or transporting a firearm. And Bella Rose said, listen to Bird.
They're BB guns.
You don't want to get into trouble. What, with airsoft guns?
They're BB guns. They're replicas.
They're not real firearms.
Smith & Wesson and Glock make replicas of both.
They actually do. So does State.
So you guys got to prove it, guys. Come on. These are airsoft.
Yeah. Jane Perry, she's welcome to join if she wants to come on. She can go live. That's cool.
It's crazy because they have the gun channels where they're doing ballistics and blowing shit up and shooting things and fucking you name it, and those are okay. I don't understand. YouTube is fucking insane.
See, I thought, hold on, Boss Lady Bird, I thought it was assembly or manufacturing of firearm.
Yeah, like showing people how to do like an 80% or something.
Or inserting a magazine or installing a suppressor or silencer. And then YouTube.
Yeah, I never inserted a magazine.
YouTube in recent time has reversed those decisions. So you can actually show inserting a magazine or installing a suppressor slash.
It changes all the time. That's why I asked.
Oh, videos, not live streams. Okay, got it. So a live stream like this would be struck, but a pre-recorded video wouldn't. Okay, well, I appreciate the info. I didn't know that.
Thank God they're BB guns.
Yes, thank God for airsoft.
I love airsoft. They're beautiful. They look so real, you know.
They do, and I have no 30-round capacity mags. They're all 29 or less, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so Boss Lady, I appreciate the info. If that is accurate, I definitely appreciate the info, and I will absolutely take that into consideration on future lives. So we can no longer show our airsoft.
Yeah, just in case they don't, you know, they don't think it's an airsoft. We won't show those.
Yes.
But I asked first, and yeah.
Yes, Jane, he does keep them secure. They're either upon his person or locked up
in a safe.
Secure.
But what did that one congressman say? That one lady said that when he was doing a video just like this. I forget it. It was like 6 months ago, and she goes, "Oh, well, watch what you're doing with the gun." And he goes, "Mind your own fucking business, lady. I'm at my house." Like, seriously, dude, you think a bullet's gonna come flying out of your fucking camera? This is the insanity that we talked about.
This could be a whole. This conversation could be a whole other either pre-recorded or live stream about.
Yeah, it's just
firearms regulations in this country. But well, I think we made our point. You know what I mean?
You know where they can stick their regulations, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. America, baby. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
No. You're not coming near me with my First and Second Amendment.
Yeah, who knew?
First, second, and don't forget the Fourth Amendment, your right to privacy. I guard all those things with whatever I got to do. So.
Yep. But that's a whole. We could go we could go on for hours.
Yeah, we can open some cans of worms, but I don't think we will. Let's not.
No, let's not, because then Chris Trock will come on and put up all the amendments one by one.
Chris, is he here? Hold on, let me find out. Is he here?
No, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he's not. Oh, hold on. No, he's not. He's tired.
He's
He
always
was.
tired.
He had to go to Boston today.
Oh,
He
poor
had.
baby.
He had to park the car in Harvard Yard and go to work in Boston.
Here's the standard lock boxes that people that carry about safety got the nice lock on it. You know what I mean? You can put anything in here, jewelry, whatever, and they can go anywhere in your house and they're locked and they're super safe.
Yes, and they also come with a cable that you can attach to.
You have the fingerprint access one that you can have, or you can have the analog one like I have. But absolutely,
Yeah.
hugely important training and safety. Otherwise, just don't bother. Seriously.
I'm glad you said training.
Oh, we talked about this before. Yeah,
We have.
it's a
We
thing. It's a
have.
big problem. I feel like if just more Americans, not all, but just a higher percentage of them trained and owned firearms and carried them, crime would immediately drop. Trust me, it would immediately drop.
And that's my big point. We have a right as American citizens to own and carry
And
a
protect
firearm.
yourself, your friends, everybody
But
around
if
you.
you're
You know
not
what I mean?
trained properly on how to use them, therein lies the problem because you will end up inevitably, and we've seen this time after time, uh, doing the wrong things and hurting the wrong people, much less yourselves. If you're not trained,
Yeah.
get the fucking
Yeah.
training. It
It's
doesn't
only,
pay.
really like 10 hours of training for every person would probably do it, honestly. What's 10 hours to be safe for the rest of your life? And how much time
And
did you take to learn to drive a car, which
then,
is every bit as deadly as a freaking gun, you know?
and then go to the range every few months. Go to the
Yeah.
range every few months. Get your
I'd say
original.
every 60 days for the average person, every 2 months. Yeah, for sure.
Learn your gun, learn the capabilities of it, learn your own capabilities,
Learn how to maintain it.
learn the tactics, learn the difference between cover and concealment, the very basic,
Mm-hmm.
all the basic shit. Fucking do it and train.
Yeah, learn that
Train.
concealment is not bulletproof. Learn that quick.
Just because you have a right to own a firearm and can carry it does not mean that you're going to be effective with it
Nope.
for your self-defense of
No,
yourself
and that's
or
what
others.
freaks me out, when you see like people throwing them in bags and purses without holsters. I don't care if it's a revolver. I have a couple of snub-nosed revolvers. I would never just carry it in the jean pocket. Just the fuzz from your pocket can malfunction the gun. It's just stupid.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah. You ever clean your guns and see how much fuzz is in them? It's ridiculous. Come on. If you carry.
I've been carrying for, now
Yeah.
I was on a job for 30 years and now I retired since 2019. So do the math. I've been carrying
I've been carrying since 98 nonstop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But training, and a lot of people in the 2A community, it's unfortunate. They're like, well, you have a Second Amendment right. You don't need to be trained to carry a gun out in public and on your person. And I'm like, okay, well, you obviously don't know the civil and criminal liabilities. If you decide to do that, sure, you have a 2A right. And
that's the same guy that blows a hole in his leg while carrying his gun without a holster in his sweats on Sunday watching football.
Yeah, I'm like, you're going to face severe criminal and civil liability if you don't have the training and you do something stupid. It's going to be on you. So yes, you do have the right to own and carry that firearm, but if you do something fucking stupid, it's on you. Like 2A community is going to be like, dumbass.
What I found that the real 2A community, people like you and me, people that have been carrying or owning guns for quite a few years, whatever, we're not above anyone, but most of us respect the law and don't want to lose our rights. You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
I've gone through some legal shit that I had to fight through to make sure that didn't happen just recently. So I won't go into that, but thank God it got dropped. And you could easily lose your rights as a gun owner just by doing or saying something stupid or, like third-party shit. Like, unless I see a woman or disabled or elderly person getting hurt, I'm not stepping in nobody's fucking business. Fuck you. That's your shit. It's not my monkeys, not my circus. I've learned that the hard way. Just You know, especially like a couple fighting or something. Fuck you. You guys chose each other. I'm out of here.
That
You know
is
what I
the
mean?
best. I can tell you from
Fuck that. My dad got stabbed with a steak knife in 1968, fresh out of jail because he tried to save some chick who he didn't know from her husband. You know, fuck that. No thanks.
I will tell you this: you are 150 to 500% correct. If it doesn't involve you or your family and loved ones or friends, don't get involved. Don't get involved.
I mean, if it's an old lady getting beat up by someone, absolutely, you got to do something. Sorry, but
Well, you know what I'm talking about, like
or some lady getting hurt in an alley or some crazy shit. Yeah, but when does that happen? Like, how often does that happen? You know.
Right.
Obviously, you haven't been to New York City, huh?
Well, I've my friend and I, when we were skateboarding in San Francisco in 2001, we were skateboarding down an alleyway, and we saw some guy completely remove some lady's clothes by a tent, and we stopped that shit with our skateboards. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, no, I've seen. Man, you made me have a flashback, Carol. Dixon Mission in San Francisco. Google it, people. It's like Kensington in Pennsylvania, like the zombies. Oh my god.
Oh Jesus, Kensington.
Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah.
Philly. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I lived at 6th and Mission for 8 years, and I lived at 9th and Market for 5 years. Google those locations. And so glad I don't live there anymore.
Is San Francisco much better
San
than
Francisco?
Kensington?
Yeah. Right. San Francisco is horrible right now. I went there on December 22nd with my son, and it was unbelievable. The fentanyl dealers all had backpacks and masks on, and they're all part of, like, I'm not even going to say their group from Latin America. And so the police haven't been doing shit because San Francisco is a sanctuary city. So these guys are not from here, and they're dealing in the open with and nobody's stopping them. And it's been going on for a long time. And we saw it with our own eyes. San Francisco is fucked up.
It's as bad as Philly or Chicago.
I mean, I was born at St. Luke's Hospital in San Francisco. I'm from there. It hurts my heart the way it hurts a New Yorker's heart to talk about the demise of, you know, the culture there. It's the same thing, but on a smaller scale. But per capita, I think San Francisco is probably the worst because it's only 7 mile by 7 miles. It's 49 square miles, San Francisco, and they got 20,000 homeless.
Hang on one second. I got an interesting comment from Mike Wall that I can absolutely address. Let's see. How do I show it? Okay.
Bella Rose knows what's up. She's all I'm.
I saw a husband slap his wife twice, so I tackled him. Then the wife started hitting me with her purse. I'll never interfere again.
There you go.
Mike
there
Wall,
you go.
That's what happens. That's what happens to cops mostly on.
Oh my God, you were a cop. Domestics must have been your favorite.
All the time. A lot of cops get killed on those exact same types of calls.
Yeah, by the wife that's getting beat up sometimes.
Correct.
You know,
that's mostly crazy. By the husband, but yes, sometimes by the wife. Hey, Carmel, how are you, sir?
Hello, Carmel.
Hey, what's up, Carmel?
Yeah, that statement actually just like made the hair stand up on my arms.
My nephew's a cop, and he, you know, he's been a cop only for 2 years. He's young, and he's already got some tails. He's over in San Mateo County, which is supposed to be a rich area. When I was a kid, that's where all the San Francisco Giants players used to live, but not anymore. It's not nice there.
Very few places are safe today.
It's sad, but you know, you can't live paranoid, but you should be prepared. That's kind of how I live. I'm easygoing. I'm chilling.
For you, Renee and Carol, what are the two most common instances where cops are killed?
Oh, domestics and traffic stops, 100%.
Yeah, you got it. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of people don't know that.
Well, if you have friends that see, I grew up as a criminal, self-admitted, you know, and now I'm older and my friends are all cops and they tell me this shit. And it's, you know, I respect cops for having to go places when everyone else is fleeing. You know what I mean? The same way a fireman has to go into a building that's on fire when everyone's running. Cops got to run in there with his gun. He's never seen any of these people in his life, and there's someone shooting someone, and he's got to tell who's the good and bad guy, and all this shit has to happen right away. You couldn't fucking pay me enough to do that. No.
Well, lately cops are folding active shooters like fucking lawn chairs. So that's good.
Enough is enough. Why do we have all this nice shit, right? Yeah.
Well, because there's been some failures, like in Uvalde, Texas. There's been some failures that are well.
Oh, the Uvalde, Texas was just. I mean, God, how heartbreaking, right? Like, what did you sign up for?
Right, but they've been folding active shooters lately in 2 different states and different. Like lately, they're just folding them like lawn chairs, which is awesome.
Good. That's what's supposed to happen.
That's how they're trained. Right.
Until we have armed security, whether it be retired police, active police, or retired military, until we have that at all these schools, at least 1 to 2 armed guards, this shit is never going to end. It has nothing to do with the guns. It's everything to do with the culture and the internet and the way people are behaving because they're raised by the internet, and that's the shit we're dealing with right now. Everybody thinks that it's Grand Theft Auto out there. They can just run out in the streets like in Chicago, break shit and tear shit up. And then what, we're supposed to think these are just innocent kids? Fuck this generation of youngsters, dude. We need to teach this whole generation how to be adults again. It's crazy. And this is what I'm looking at as a parent. Like, my son's 19, he's about to be 20, but he's got friends that are just fucking lost, man. And it's systemic. It's been taught through the schools, and it's into fruition. We're seeing these kids come out of school for the last 5 years and have no fucking job skills and be entitled. And this is what happens.
Don't forget the whole defund the police and BLM.
Oh yeah, movement. Defund the police. In San Francisco, took $120 million from the police department 2 years ago, and now she's begging for the money back. Mayor London Breed. What the fuck? The city was already in shambles years ago. You know, I'm from there 20 years ago, and now it's not recognizable. It's like fucking Chernobyl. You know what I mean? It's shameful.
You know that old saying, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, now they want to get cops to come back, and it's like, who the fuck would want to be a cop in San Francisco? You're gonna have to pay these guys $200,000.
Mike Wall has a really good question. I want your guys' input after I read it and answer it. 556. Why do you think cops take the bait and get into altercations with First Amendment auditors? Well, Mike Wall, in my personal and professional experience, is they claim to be press. They claim to be journalists where they're not. You have to actually be credentialed to be First Amendment auditors, like part of the press and the media and things like that. If they're on public property, they can say and video and photograph whatever they want. But a lot of these dummies don't do that. They violate actual private property laws. They violate disorderly conduct laws. They violate all kinds of things. So cops take the bait because they're not well informed or experienced in interactions with these so-called First Amendment auditors. And there's a great channel out there on YouTube, and they call them frauditors because that's what they are. But yeah, cops. The cops that take the bait and get into confrontations or altercations with these First Amendment auditors don't really understand the Constitution or law, or they forgot it from their training, because all cops are trained in that stuff, or they get angry, they take it personally, things like that. It is what it is. Your comments, Carol and Renee?
I think a lot of those auditors are instigators. I see their points a lot of the time, but sometimes it's like too far. You know what I mean? Like, I get that you want cops to be accountable. I get that you want, safety to be the number one thing. But sometimes when you poke the bear, you know what I mean, too much, and this is, a public servant, that's there to try to make the place safe. And if you keep bugging them, you might get a bad reaction. They're under a lot of stress. I understand that. My friend I went to school with, she has a cop husband in South San Francisco. I'm not going to say the video, but it's pretty viral on YouTube. And I know him personally. And he had 4 officers with him, and one of them ended up tasing one of those auditors. Okay. And because the guy was lurking in their parking lot. And a lot of people have seen this video. It's got millions of views. And the guy ended up trying to sue them. He lost, but my friend's husband almost lost his job, and he didn't even do anything. He had a younger officer tase the guy, which he probably shouldn't have. And you know what I mean? It got all kinds of bad press, but the guy was lurking with his camera and putting his camera up to the actual police cars in the police parking lot. Like, you know, if you've seen someone with a camera going up to your car in front of your house, what would you do? You would at least confront them, you know what I mean? But he was one of these auditor guys, and he just kept pushing, you know. I don't know.
So, frauditors, yes, Mike, well, frauditors are looking for a payday. They're looking for attention. And these are also people, generally speaking, from my personal and professional experience, that have a complete lack of personal accountability and responsibility for their actions. And generally, why they're doing these things is because they got caught doing something that was illegal. Maybe they got arrested, they got a little parking ticket or something like that. So they get mad at the police. So they start to take it out on police. The problem is when they come out like First Amendment, yeah, you absolutely have a right to First Amendment. But if you're on public property, public access property, and recording audio, video, whatever, you're fine. But once you go beyond that, if it's posted, and a lot of people think that, hey, Nitro, if you're on a police department, like what Renee was talking about, like you walk into a police department parking lot, that's not public access. Yeah, sure, the taxpayers pay for that, but that's not public access. You don't have a right to just walk in and start video and audio recording. That's not how the First Amendment works. These are considered secure areas, and there's an exception to the First Amendment because you can't just go in and cause a threat to public safety, disruption, disorder, things like that. And when you do that, that's what you're doing, because now cops are afraid. The public's like, who the hell's in there filming? Things like that. Cops are like, oh.
Like, what are they supposed to do? Not confront you, so the guy's looking for a confrontation.
Right.
And, you know, shit disturbers, you know what I mean, for attention. No, I agree. And they do it because a lot of them get caught, or maybe, you know, it's like a revenge thing for them. It's pretty lame.
Right. And like Jason said, like, yeah, they're just like standing out in front of a school recording and being asked what you're doing. Well, that's
like, here's my thing. While you're doing this to them, while you got all these cops, all their attention down there in the parking lot, you know, because you want to take pictures of their cars and get a reaction. What about the people that called the cops at that moment and needed a cop?
Yeah.
But because you're over there fucking around in the garage with these cops, 4 or 5 cops are standing there looking at you, and they can't go do their job somewhere else, possibly. You know what I mean? It's like, what if they did that to a fucking ambulance driver, and then they get a call?
Right, that's the thing.
It's like, come on, have some sort of respect.
They're distracting public services that the taxpayers are
public services that we're overpaying for already, and that are already fucking underperforming. Why would you poke the fucking bear? Seriously.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
Seriously. You know,
it's insane. And then, but also what people don't realize is security issues. So like, say you just have some random dickhead walking into your police parking lot with a video camera. You don't know if it's, look at 9/11. What do you?
Yeah. What if he's casing the joint to make sure he can put some bombs or do some crazy shit? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So the police have a right to go and address them and say, they have a constitutional and legal right to go.
They don't have a right. They have a duty to address this possible threat. Like, right?
It's like, what are you gonna do? Blow up all the, like, are you gonna blow up the police station? Blow up cars? You're gonna assault people? Do you have a gun? Like, what are you here for? Like, what's your purpose? So like, I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to give you information, things like that. I'm like, Yeah, you kind of do. First Amendment and all that stuff is legit, but you
Yeah.
actually do have to provide some information. And they just, like you said, they're just there to cause conflict.
They're there to stir
And
shit up, cause conflict.
that's it.
It's just wow. Yeah, I just don't see a place for them in society, to be honest with you.
I
What's
would call them oxygen thieves. Honestly,
There you
what I
go.
That's what I call them. But whatever. I mean, they have a right to certain, like if they're in public property and recording and shit like that, golden. They can do what they want. I've actually seen quite a few videos where the cops show up, people calling them doing this stuff, and the cops like, no, they can actually do this. Like private cops, like, no, they can actually stand out here on public property and film your business or whatever. So why did you call us in the first place? I actually saw people get in trouble for calling the cops on people doing this stuff. And they falsely reported like, oh, there's somebody out here and they have a gun and they're filming our private business and company and stuff. And then the cop gets there and she's like, this is a female. She's like,
some chick doing yoga.
You're on a public
That just has nothing to do with anything.
You're on a public right of way and you're not doing anything wrong. And then she goes and talks to the dummies that called. And then another dude cop shows up. He's like, who called and said they had a gun? And like some secretary's like, well, they told me that they might have a gun. Like, fucking, like they're so like whoever was filming was completely within their constitutional and legal rights, and whoever called was borderline being arrested for a criminal offense, false report.
Yeah,
right.
I had when I lived in an alleyway. I had this small alleyway and I had a loud car and my neighbor hated me and he tried to do that shit. I burned out, went down the street. I had a 93 Cobra with a supercharger on it and it was loud. And when I got back into my parking space, like a minute later, I just wanted to go around the block and reposition my car. Because in San Francisco, just like probably New York, parking spaces, when they open, you got to fucking move your car. So I get back to the parking space that I wanted because I was on a one-way street. So I literally went around the block. And when I got there, because I'm in a bad neighborhood that I guess there's cops around on foot, man, I had 2 undercover cops literally stick their guns in my car and point them at me, tell me to turn the car off. And I was just like, you turn the fucking car off. I'm not touching the keys. I know how this goes. Go ahead. And I made the cop turn the car off. But he wasn't happy about that. So he pulled me out and slammed me against the wall. They pulled all this shit out of my car and they're screaming, where's the gun? Where's the gun? And at that time, I didn't even have a gun on me. It was literally upstairs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, we got a call that someone was shooting a gun outside of a Mustang. And so the dude that called ended up getting arrested. They went straight and arrested. Yeah, but they threw all my fucking, it's a 93 Cobra, okay? This is a fucking rare car. They're worth like 50, 60 grand now. And they threw all my interior, which was leather, and you know how a Fox body is, it all just comes down. They left it on the street, and I go, he uncuffs me, and he goes, all right, man, you're good. And I go, are you going to put my shit back? And he goes, we don't do that shit. And he just took off.
Yeah, generally speaking. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yeah, generally, cops are like lazy, and they're like.
But they arrested him. They went straight up to his apartment and arrested him.
I did something similar. So some chick back when I was a detective, she reported her car stolen, like carjacked kind of shit, and I got the case and called her in. She was. Tiny girl and blah blah blah. Anyway, in a wrecked car in a Safeway, a grocery store parking lot in a ghetto area. They carjacked me and stole my car and da da da. It basically took like how tall are you? And you said who stole your car? Like a 6'1" dude, tiny girl, right? But the seat was already pushed, like it was pushed like a 6'1" dude wouldn't even been able to fucking drive the car. And just went through all these forensic things and seen investigation. I'm like, and eventually the end result was like, you were drunk and just fucking ran into the wall
Yeah,
at the end.
just
She's
tell
like,
the truth.
and she's like, how did you know? And I told her all this shit. We went
How
to
did
court.
you know?
Yeah, we went through all this stuff, and then in the court, she's like, "Yes, Your Honor, I did it." And I'm like, and she's like, "I lied." That was my first successful prosecution for filing a false report. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Nice. What
And
was the sentence? What did she get? Did she get probation or something?
Yeah, she got probation and a fine. That was it. I mean, it was her car. She wrecked her own car, so they're not going to send her to jail for that. But yeah, she got probation and a fine.
Oh, look, Jesse's here. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Hey, Jane,
Jesse.
and then there's Lady Bird over there too, and of course Edwin.
Yes.
And Nitro.
And Nitro Ray Owens. Hello.
Nitro. I'll drop the link one more time for everybody. I did it a few times. I'll do it on the StreamYard and the YouTube because they're different, in case people don't know.
These are my serious glasses. If I have a wrench and I put these glasses on, the trolls are in fucking trouble.
Have you seen my face lately? These are my serious glasses because if not, I can't fucking see.
Oh, I'm blinder than shit without these. I'm looking at fucking Nintendo graphics and shit. It's terrible.
I could dig that.
Blinder than shit. My good eye is my left, so I mean that's a good thing. I'm a left-handed shooter, so at least I got that going for me.
Oh, you're like me,
you're a left-hander.
lefty.
Yeah. I'm ambidextrous. I could actually write with both hands. Pretty good with I was born a lefty. I'm a left-handed kicker. I can't kick with my right, but when I was a kid, my dad was old school, so he tied my arm down when I was a little kid and taught me how to be a righty, but he forgot about my fucking left leg. So when I played basketball, I was always jumping off the wrong fucking leg. You know what I mean? And that was you didn't think about that, Pops.
I can shoot. I'm a right-hander, but I can only shoot with both hands.
I can shoot with both. I can shoot with right or left, single-handed because of that. So it does help me.
Like
dominant right-handed, but my left hand is like, I'd say I'm like 60-40 right-handed as far as being comfortable. But with my right foot, like I couldn't kick, a ball of fur on the carpet with my right foot. It's fucking useless.
Yeah, no, I can shoot with both hands, but like functioning, my left hand is fucked up from work from line of duty injury permanently, but I can shoot with both hands. I just can't do as much with my
I'm
left
definitely
hand.
not very good with my left hand, but I could hit something. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I shoot lefty with a rifle dominantly. I can't shoot it right-handed, so there's that too. I was born a lefty, so those kind of things, your brain, when I first picked up a rifle, I picked it up and held it like a lefty.
Maybe I should have said because we were always taught like originally, like way back when, strong hand, weak hand kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they did away with that. It was strong hand, off hand.
Yeah.
Like to build up the mentality, like you can do it.
They teach you to shoot with your offhand. Yeah. Usually, I'll shoot with my. Go ahead.
No, it's true because it's psychological. It's like I can't do it with it. Like I'm right-handed, not left-handed, or I'm left-handed, not right-handed. Now you can do it with either. It's just training the repetitive training.
Muscle memory is so important. It's not just sports, Like I told you, I wasn't able to go shooting for 6 months because legally I wasn't around to be around guns for the diversion I was on. I couldn't. So for that time, I couldn't shoot. And now that I'm legal and back shooting again, I'm fucking terrible. Like I used to be able to put, 7 shots from like my revolver all in a hole, like through a toilet paper hole that big. Now it's space about like that big now. I can't group them like that anymore because I have to practice,
I was just gonna say it's a like the skill depreciates over time.
I'm like 400 rounds away from being where I was in a revolver, and then as far as the Glock goes, I'm probably 100 to 200 rounds away from getting good with that again because these are high-powered weapons as well. So that adds to the difficulty. It's not a 22, but I'm pretty terrible right now, to be honest with you.
Boss Lady Bird, who just made their channel yesterday? Give me some info. Yeah, you just made your channel yesterday. I know you're not talking about talk, talking about me. Just
I think she's talking about handstand.
ah, okay. Well, she's an admin now, so she can or a moderator now, so she can address it. I'm gonna get a beer and pee.
What else
It's
is new?
your. Thanks for your support.
You're not going to get my support with the beer and the pee.
Why? Well, hopefully not the pee, but
I'm gonna give my daughter her phone. Just 20 seconds. I'll be right back.
okay.
Okay.
Why would you want to give me Carol? What the? All right, Carol.
I'm breaking them on you.
It's your channel. It's your channel for the next.
Good, Carol. I'm back, Carol. I'm not gonna let you
No.
talk into the darkness.
Right? Renee, unbelievable. He always pulls this shit.
Hey, man. You know he's drinking them Coors Lights. That's just like. What are you going to do? You're going to make them visits to the bathroom when you drink that piss water.
You're unbelievable.
I love this channel. It's cool. You know, everybody
it is.
in the chat is nice, and I recognize everyone.
There's very few channels I go in, but
my daughter's singing in the background.
Oh, the ones I do, I support. So.
Yeah, I love Angel's channel.
Angel's my number
channel.
one.
Yeah, I MRE, of course.
Yeah,
Maddie Marinera. I like all the good channels. You know, the clip channels are great. Grumpy Italian. I love NB, even though she's not doing the clips like she used to. Her channel's always been exciting.
There's
to watch
another
funny
one
stuff.
that's been making me laugh.
The line informants one is good.
That's the one.
That one's fucking good. Yeah. The Grumpy Italian's getting even better. Started off good and is getting better. I like the Grumpy Italian.
Assassinino too.
Oh, Assassinino. He's actually my favorite. I don't want to make no one mad, but his is my favorite.
And then you've got Kane Shades. Have you seen the work he's been putting out?
Yeah, you know, I felt like I didn't even have to really mention Kane Shades because he's putting out him and Assassinino. To me, they're the top of the clip channels, in my opinion. They have been doing it a long time and they're getting better as they go. So I felt like kind of didn't have to really mention them. The smaller channels are really good and they're growing too. So it's definitely interesting, you know, and it's all on this side, the good side, you know, so it's nice.
Yep. And I'm a big JTP supporter, that's for sure.
JTP all the way. I've always supported him. We push back. Nothing worse than a lying informant, you know. How would you believe somebody like that, period?
Yeah, not only that, he's doing a lot of things, like he's educating a lot of people, which is a good thing.
Yep.
Because he's educating them on the judicial system and how the, information's withheld from jurors and things. And people need to know that, so that when they go into a courtroom, and they sit on a jury, they have an open mind. Not a bias.
There's just a bunch of stuff that, he's taught us all. There's things they'll never see that would have freed a lot of people if they knew about it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the truth.
You know, I hope those guys that are sitting in jail, they get out. You know, it's not right that they're in there.
Oh, I believe they will.
They're gonna get a retrial for that. They're gonna get another chance on that. That's ridiculous. Frank Pasqua and all the crap he was talking about. So,
well, not only him. Look at Ghost Boy.
Yeah, Ghost Boy's a legend, right?
Yeah.
They told on everybody between the two of them. You know.
Yep. And the only thing I hope for is that when they get out, that the judicial system reverses and takes people like Ghost Boy and the other ones and puts them back in.
Yeah. Start treating the criminals like criminals across the country. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's
That's the way I
amazing.
feel.
You know what I mean? Like no matter where you are, California, New York, Chicago, they all have one thing in problem. Nobody's prosecuting real criminals and keeping them in fucking jail. And but yet the
It's
person to blame are law-abiding citizens that have guns, right? So it's time to change the laws, right? Unbelievable.
yeah, every time I hear like with this, I refer to him as Ghost Boy. Every time I hear what he did to that woman, I just wish that he would have been around when I was younger in the area I was in. Because if that SOB would have tried to do to me what he did to her, I guarantee you, he wouldn't be on YouTube talking about it.
I believe you.
Okay, trust me on that.
I believe you.
Because
Where are
we
you
were,
from? You're in New York. Where in New York
I'm
are you from?
from, originally, I call it Red Hook, Brooklyn or South
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Court
yeah.
Street. It's down
Yeah.
that way.
That's near the Gaudis, where John Gotti grew up, right?
No, no, no,
I
no,
mean, I'm not a
no.
mafia historian, but I know there's a
Um,
bunch of like
Other
neighborhoods out there.
people, I mean,
A
people
few
were
other people. I've
around.
heard that name associated with mafia guys. I can't remember who.
She lives with bears now under her deck. That's what.
So do I. Just a couple of years ago, a bear was stuck in one of my neighbor's trees, and people are like, "Why do you carry a Glock 20? It's a fucking bear in my neighbor's tree, asshole. Why do you think?" Crazy. Literally, like, imagine going outside with a cup of coffee and looking and seeing a bear in a tree 3 doors down. How would you feel? It's crazy.
I don't know. I love the
Boy,
bear
they
under
look
the
cute when
deck.
they're way up there, but not when they're,
Yeah.
I went in my house and was like, I think the authorities are going to have to deal with this shit.
No, well, my bear left because she had cubs. So.
Oh, wow. You live that far in the country where you can call it your bear. Goddamn.
Yeah, well, that's what I call it because
That's some country shit right there.
I felt safer with that bear under my deck. Let me tell you.
Because she made that bear her
You feel
bitch.
safe from in the
punch
house
face,
for
you're
me.
like,
That's great.
"You're my bear now."
Yeah.
Oh, by the
I
way,
got a bear under my deck. Damn.
mods. Sorry, hold on. Mods, you feel free to drop links to any other YouTube channel that you support on here. You have the ability to do that, so feel free to do that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it left the other day with its cubs. So she had 3 cubs.
Oh, wow. Stay
Yeah.
clear.
Oh yeah, now I know.
Mama,
That I know.
Mama bear is a term for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Try. Fucking try walking up to one with 3 sows, and you'll. Or I'm sorry,
I'm saying.
sow with 3 cubs, yearlings, and you'll see. Holy, that was the worst day of my life.
I told you what happened to me. I was walking home from a meeting, and I seen these cubs up in the tree, right? And I said, "Oh shit." Because where I'm walking, I have to go through like this deserted part to get towards my house.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, there's 3 cubs up in the tree. Mama bear is somewhere lurking very close.
Very close.
What do I do now? Because I'm by myself. And I says, okay. I just put my head down and I just kept walking. Like I just ignored the fact that the baby bears were there and wherever she was lurking. And thank God I made it around that bend without her attacking. Because I guess she figured, well, she's not a threat because she's not even, paying attention to anything. I just walked as fast as I could.
Yes.
This is the puppy. Look at this, the big puppy now.
Oh, what a doll.
He's a big boy. Oh my goodness, he's big.
Now, they say you're supposed to walk away from them and, like walk sideways and stuff. But like I said, I just put my head down and just kept walking.
Yeah, here goes the other one. This is Lucy.
Puppy. Hi, Lucy.
Mini pincher Chihuahua. She's my shelter dog I've had for 7 years.
Oh, you got a rescue.
Yeah, she's my rescue, and the other one is a European Shih Tzu purebred. They're a little bigger, and they don't have like the hair on the face.
Mhm.
But they piss on everything, both of them.
They're beautiful.
But they both sleep with me, and my wife hates it. She's like, the white dog is mine. And I was like, stays up with me all night, baby. My wife goes to sleep early. I'm in the living room. When I go to bed, they go to bed.
I do the same thing. I wander around the house after going off of
yeah, my wife goes to bed at like 10:30 every night. I'm up till 3 in the morning.
I piss on everything: the couch, the floor, the kitchen. Whatever. I don't care.
No, I piss on everything around the toilet, probably in the bathroom. If you hear my wife talk about it, why can't you aim? Right? I have 2 other boys here, so sometimes I blame them. But
oh, please! After my company left Sunday night, they're lucky. Oh, when I saw that bathroom Monday morning, they're lucky.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
That's all I'm gonna say.
My wife will be like, "You can hit a target from 25 yards, but you can't hit the toilet, asshole."
Well, you know, when you want to laugh? My nephew, when he was younger, he had a thing for firemen. Okay, he was about 6 years old. I go to walk in the bathroom, and he's standing there, peeing all over my walls in the bathroom, going, "Fire hose!" I wanted to kill him. But he was only 6 years old. What do you do to a 6-year-old?
Throw your hands up and make him some hot pockets or something.
Yeah. And I looked and I says, "Brian, what are you doing?" And he goes, "Fire hose, Aunt Carol, fire hose."
You unplug his computer and you say, "Look, a fire hose hit your computer. You're not playing it."
No, this was years ago. Now he's getting married in October. He's 34. In fact, he was here Sunday, and I was telling his fiance this story, and he got all embarrassed. And I said, "Good, I'll teach you."
If I was him, I'd still piss on the fucking walls just for fun, like at like 3 a.m. just for fun.
My dad liked to drink, and one of my favorite memories was him pissing in his own clothes hamper, thinking it was the toilet because it flipped open. And then I watched him do it. Like I was just like, this is amazing. I was like 15 or 14. And then the next day he blamed me. "Who pissed in my hamper?" I look at him, I'm like, dude, I'm like 14. Why would I pee in your hands? You got a hangover. Do the math.
Now, all I know is at my age, and Carol can probably relate, we get up at certain hours just to, like, we gotta do, like, it wakes you up, like when you go to bed. Sometimes.
You and my husband, it wakes you up, but don't wake me up.
Oh, you're fine with that. You fucking hold it. Okay, all right, it's fine. All right. But me and your husband fucking get not together. We don't like dock and shit like that. But we get up at certain hours of the night, and we're like, oh, I gotta, like 2 a.m., 5 a.m., shit like that. And
well, he's out of the house by 4:45, but
not me. I'm retired.
Let me see. He'll get up at about 1, and I'll hear him in the bathroom. Then he'll get up about 2 or 3 again, and then finally he'll get up to go take a shower.
Yeah, it is what it is. I get it. So like after tonight, like last night, I went to bed at like 9. Well, here in my chair in my office, I fell asleep at 9, woke up at 1, went to pee, went to bed. I got up at like 3, had to pee again. Then I got up again at like 6 or 7, had to freaking pee. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I've only been retired for less than 4 years. So I'm like thinking, is this going to be a long-term thing, or like, I don't know.
Were you talking about getting up in the middle of the night to go pee?
Correct.
Okay, dude.
Like multiple times.
Okay, have you had, I'm not trying to freak you out like Google, but have you had your blood sugar checked?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, because I was diagnosed with diabetes 15 years ago. I defeated it. I defeated it, you know, years ago, and I don't take medication for it. I had to lose the weight. It was a long story, but one of the symptoms I had was getting up in the middle of the night to go pee, and I didn't drink beer, so I was wondering what it was, and then I started figuring it out through a doctor, and they said, well, either you have an enlarged prostate, and I was only 31 at the time, or you might have diabetes. So they tested my blood sugar, and sure enough, I had like a 380 blood sugar, which is 3 times or almost 4 times what it should have been. And
well, I can tell you 110% mine's from the beer I drink.
Yeah. But does it happen on nights when you're not drinking?
There are no nights I'm not. So, I'm just saying.
I love
I'm
this
being
guy.
honest. I'm being honest.
You're so honest, dude. Well,
Nights.
there's no nights where I don't smoke pot either, so you feel better about that. I tell people all the time that my friends will go, how long have you been smoking weed? My son asked me. He goes, how long have you been smoking weed, Dad? And I go, well, I'm 45, and I've been smoking it every day since I was 13.
Yeah, I retired October 1st, 2019, and since that day, there's been like maybe 2 days or nights I haven't had a beer. Maybe.
Hey, man, some people could take it. I don't even count Coors as beer, so you're good.
We'll see. Well, it ain't Bud Light, so I'm fine. Hey, Kermel.
Bud Light.
Hey, Kermel, how are you?
Is
I'm
Jason
fine, thank you.
asking? Hi, Cromel.
Hello, Carol.
Is
Hello.
Jason asking if that's me up here?
Hey, Kermel, what's up, brother?
Who's asking what?
Jason
I'm
Stroman.
doing
Yeah,
okay,
that's
thank
Carol.
you.
Life's good, brother.
That is absolutely Carol up here. So what's going on, Kermel? How are you?
Oh, not much.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a remark about. I was going to make a remark about the pissing thing. When you drink beer as much as you do.
Oh, I do.
You have to get out at night a few times.
Well, the last time I did, I went out to my shop and then I fell up the stairs and cracked my skull, and that's why I have the scar
Yeah, that
here.
was a smart move.
That was not just a long night, but a long 3-week recovery. Yeah.
You fall up the stairs, truck falls into elevators. Yeah, you just make a good pair.
Well, let's not go. Let's not get crazy with it.
Abbott and Costello, or something like that.
Yeah.
You guys need to do some shows together.
Okay, well, we have, but
you gotta do more.
every time we try to, we're on different schedule. Bella Rose, FU. We're on.
Wow.
Sorry,
you guys are always
Bella.
busting each other's balls. You guys are funny.
No, she said I need a wheelchair, so I said FU.
Well, she's not far off.
Don't support her.
What do you mean don't support her?
I don't support that I need a wheelchair, is what I mean. I have stairs.
Oh, okay, excuse me. We'll get you a walker.
I have stairs, not a ramp. Thank you very much.
Oh, we'll get you one of those seats that go up
need
the
a walker.
staircase.
You need a walker. I swear to God, these two.
We'll get you the seat that takes you right up the banister rail.
Oh, she just called me a shit. All right, that's fine. All right, that's fine.
You're lucky that's all she called you.
Do you know? I have no doubt.
You're a sucker for punishment.
I am, but I would like to announce that I haven't smoked in 2.5 months. I never smoked weed, but cigarettes I haven't smoked in 2.5 months.
Congratulations on that, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but the beer, I ain't giving up the fucking beer, so fuck all that.
I'm just rolling another one. I'm rolling another cigarette. So,
is it a cigarette?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You rolled like my husband, Cromel. That's what he does. He buys the tobacco and rolls them.
Yeah, me too.
Bella just told me to go fall again.
That's pretty normal here in the Netherlands.
You're lucky. That's all she said.
I know. I understand. She's just being man. She breaks my. You break my balls hard, but she's like she goes like she's like has a battering ram and like I'm like.
You're an easy target.
See, 556 is falling down. You know what? That was once. It was up the stairs. So be
Once,
accurate.
once until now.
Oh, thanks to your support. Okay. Oh, I see how it is. Oh, I see.
Good one, Cromel.
I see how it is. Next thing you know, like everyone's gonna be like, we can't wait to see him fucking falling down the stairs live. That'll be great.
Yeah, that will be something to post.
Oh, so you agree with that?
Yeah, why not?
It actually probably would, but I'm not going to do that.
That's funny content.
I'm going to keep that private from now on because apparently I shouldn't have made that public. So whatever. Yeah, I have a pretty good scar. Yes, Jesse, I thought about a what do they call those things? GoPros. I thought about that, but that would have been broken that night. It would have just completely shattered as hard as I hit my head on the steel door. And then as soon as I hit my head on the steel door, it hit the wood floor immediately thereafter. So the GoPro, I would have actually probably killed the GoPro. So it wouldn't have worked out very much. So,
yeah. Damn. I've been lucky with falling in my life, but definitely when I do it, it's pretty bad. Fuck.
I actually made a video about the incident the day after, and like the pool of blood. There's actually a couple pools of blood that are still there. I don't know if it's still public though.
Your trophies.
Yeah. Yes, my trophies. My trophies. I don't know if it's still. I don't know if it's still there, honestly. But yeah, I made a video about it.
Something different than your medals.
My wife was. Oh, yeah, that was. Yeah, I couldn't steal. There was no. Yeah. Yeah, I made. God, my wife was so mad, so fucking mad. Mrs. Smith was so mad because I didn't even know. I was like, I didn't know how bad I was. I didn't even know I was unconscious, and I woke up, and I was so covered in blood, and she's like, "Oh my God," because she heard it all. Like she was in bed and she heard it all, and she came running down. This was after her surgery. She came running down. She's like, "What the hell's going on?" I'm like, "I'm fine," and I'm like, I just apparently woken up, and she's like, "I'm calling an ambulance." I'm like, "For what?" And I went and looked in the mirror. I'm like, just like I look like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Damn.
His scalp, like head injuries, bleed a lot.
Did you have a cut on top of your head or on your forehead? Where was
right
the cut?
Here? I have a severe, like I got a pretty good.
See it now. Yeah, I can see it now on my TV. I couldn't see it on my phone.
So in my shop, which is where I was, and I was on the cell phone at the time. I was on the phone and I tripped up the stairs. My head hit. I have a steel door between my shop and the house, so my head hit the door first, and I went face down onto the wood landing, and that's where the big pool of blood still is.
Damn, dude.
And and then apparently I crawled, like at some point, like when I was regaining consciousness, I crawled down the steps onto my shop floor, which is just like what do they call it? Like the foam mats, like you connect them together.
Yeah. They're like they look like a puzzle and shit, but they're foam.
Right. There's another blood pool there, and then I was finally able to stand up, and I started to walk in the house. I opened up the door, and there's my wife standing there. She's like, and I'm apparently looking like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She's like, "Oh, I'm calling an ambulance," and I said, "I'm fine." And apparently I was laughing too, which she didn't like. I'm like, "I'm fine."
You know, your head bleeds so much more than other parts of your body, man. And
it does.
I've that experience, over the eyebrow. I got a really bad cut like that, and the blood is much worse looking than the actual injury, but it scares the shit out of people if you're around them. Yeah, for sure.
And I did forget police stuff that I did, but fire rescue EMS, I did that for half the time I was a cop. So I know how to take care of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, no, F you. I'm calling an ambulance. You're going to the hospital. I'm like, if you call them and they get here, I'm fighting them.
Excuse me a minute.
Yep.
You've got my bestie sitting in the back for over 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, that means Bella, you're in trouble, dude.
No, I'm sorry. I was on the YouTube side talking, yapping. Go ahead, Bella, come back. Where is it? She's not here.
She put it in the private chat.
I just saw it in the private chat just now.
Well, join again, because I was on the YouTube side. I'm sorry. I generally stay to the YouTube side because the comments are live, whereas the StreamYard side, they're delayed. So I generally stay when I do, because you have to do both.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly. You got to switch back and forth, and then there's the private chat, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the StreamYard side.
Yeah, to make it even more complicated.
Exactly.
That's where I saw it, because I'm on StreamYard. So
yeah, I apologize. I've just been on the YouTube side for the last, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
She said no link, prick.
Oh fuck! All right, I'll put it on the. Sure. Right,
you guys are the funniest. You and Bella, you guys are always going at it in the chat. I look forward to it. This shit's funny.
She's a great grandma. All right, let's see.
Bella lives I think she lives pretty near me, like 50 miles near me or something. I think she said she lives near Sacramento. I'm not sure.
All right, so I put the link, Bella, in both YouTube and StreamYard.
He's in trouble because she's coming to see me soon.
Uh-oh.
And then we're going to be taking a trip.
You got a hell of a ride. You got like a 2-hour ride.
So what?
Well,
that doesn't stop me.
I'm not saying it's going to stop you. I'm just saying,
nothing stops Carol.
I'll be the drunk mountain motherfucker on the ATV with a shotgun. So
that's so funny. You said ATV with a shotgun, because I was fishing, I think it was a week ago, 5 days ago, and I was by an aqueduct, and I seen some dude on a 4-wheeler with a shotgun on his back, and all I could think was, he's gonna have some fucking fun.
No, I've got an actual a rack for a shot. Like, it actually came out of a police car, to mount the.
That's dope.
on my ATV. Oh, there she is. There you go. Hi, Bella.
Will we lose her again?
All right, she just joined. I just added her.
Popped on and disappeared.
She has bad internet connection sometimes.
That's fucked up.
No, I just added her, but all right.
No, when the internet's bad, it's terrible, man.
Well,
I'm lucky with mine. Thank God.
Yeah, I got really good internet where I'm at, but it wasn't always like that until about 5 years ago.
No, Bosley, I am not from Tennessee. However, I would love to visit that state.
Me too. I want to go to Middle Tennessee and go hunting.
Other than tornadoes and shit like that, I like Tennessee. Hi, Bella.
Yeah, hello, 556.
How are you?
Hi, Bella.
I'm good. I'm finally back home from my business trip, which was supposed to be 3 days, but ended up being a day and a half, so I'm really lucky.
That's cool.
And Boss
Hey, Bella, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Good. But we got to get Boss Lady up here with me and Miss Carol.
I dropped the link.
Oh my God!
Well, Bird needs to get it.
That's gotta be it.
I think she's pretty cool. Like, her and I have had some good conversations on her stream.
You're gonna be in hell, 556.
Well, such is life, right?
He's in hell already. Doesn't realize it.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So, Miss Carol, I
Yes,
think I might have you on. I have my earbud in. I'm not sure if you can hear me quite well,
I
but
can.
I think I might have you scheduled for July between.
Okay, great.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'll be dead in July, so if you guys are planning,
Oh, don't say that, bro.
I'll
Wow, that's
actually
late.
I'll actually not be breathing in July, so that would be
You're
great.
barely breathing now.
God. Okay. Good
Here
God.
we go.
Oh, bloody. All right. Barely
No, but for
breathing.
Miss Carol, she knows what I mean.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. None of my fucking bad. Like,
Yeah, none of your business. Stay out of it. This is between me and Miss Carol. Thank you.
so Renee, Cremel, you guys want to go hang out and have a beer right now? Let them
You've
uh,
already had enough
go
for everybody in the bar.
go talk.
Oh my God. You know what? My phone's actually about to die because I'm a complete loser and didn't plug it in. So I'm just gonna say goodnight to everybody, but I'm gonna watch on my TV.
You're the fucking lucky one. So
I'm
Oh, goodness.
slithering the fuck out of here, and the battery is dying, so it
Hey,
works.
so Renee, before you go, so
Yeah, yeah,
you're within the West Coast, so you're within my area.
yeah. I live near Lathrop, near Stockton, Lathrop area.
You're in late. Seriously,
Yeah.
you're in Lathrop?
Well, not I'm in the city of Tracy, technically, but yeah.
Well, so am I. So what? So are you 95304?
I'm near the In-N-Out Burger.
Are you? You're like five
You
minutes
live
from me.
hella close to me, dude. That's so funny. And you know what's funny is your face looks super familiar.
Well, no, actually, I relocated because I lived in Roseville, in the
Okay.
Sacramento area,
Yeah.
for many moons, and now I relocated on land in Tracy, much
Wow.
Dallas, but I work a lot in the Manteca, Lathrop, Tracy area.
That is so funny. I've been here 14 years.
Oh, gotcha. But you were
I'm
born
like
in
I'm right next to the In-N-Out Burger. It's like right there where whenever people visit me, they always meet me there because they want to eat there.
yeah, so
Hold
right on
on.
like Tracy Boulevard.
Hold
Yes,
on.
right
Hold
there.
on. Hold on.
Oh,
Do you
that's
guys
so weird.
hold on. Do you guys realize this is not the Gotti dating network? We're not fucking
Oh, I'm married,
live.
No,
brother.
no, 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 absolutely not.
And I'm
We're just
married, so
you're just
forget
talking
it.
about it because it's so coincidental that we just found out right now we live in the same town. That's
We're
pretty
all
crazy.
married. But if I see you in the Hispanic store with my
That's
weed
where I go
dispensers,
every day. That's where I shop, but we get 80% of my growth. I've seen you already. I know I have.
that's funny. Well,
That is super fun.
I just recently relocated
Yeah,
in
my
July.
son works like right over there at the right across the street from that Spanish place. It's so funny.
Oh, is that no? What about the place downtown, Mi Esperanza? Well,
Yeah,
that's
that
downtown. I
one.
might not know about that.
The
But then
one that I live by is by Tracy Boulevard and Clover. So yeah, that's the one. There's the other one downtown. You mean on Central?
um,
Yeah, that Mi
oh,
Esperanza.
yeah, Mi Esperanza is like downtown.
Yeah. That's the downtown one.
Hey,
I go there on the weekends.
did you go to the they had a wine stroll. I thought it was a wine stroll. They said it was a beer stroll, but I thought it was a
No, I
wine
didn't
stroll.
go because I don't drink. See?
After telling Bird I was going down there, and I had so much fun, and all these little uppity people. Oh, look at 556, all confused. But all these uppity people, and then here comes Amber with just having a lot of fun with my wild. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I'll leave it there.
That is so crazy. Like, I just never would imagine. I thought you lived in Sacramento.
Well, my business is in Sac, but I relocated from Sac to here to be
Yeah,
closer to my family. So essentially, I still travel.
that
Like
is
I
so
supposed
cool.
to 3-day travel work trip, but I'm back actually a day early, so that's nice. I was telling Bert about that. But yeah,
Wow.
that's cool. That's cool. But if you ever see me, don't bug me. Just kidding.
I'm not a weirdo. I'll probably just like yell at you and out the window of the car and tell you to watch where you're walking or something. I'll leave you alone. Like I said, I don't even know my across the street neighbors, and I've been here 14 years. I just wave to them and grab my mail. Yeah, pretty
Look at five five
pretty
six.
solitary.
556. Can I have another chorus, please?
I just got one. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
While you two were talking, I had to get another beer. So sorry.
Hey, so you said you had kids. Do your boys, because I know my nieces, I have children as well, but they're adults and I have grandkids. But does your children play sports?
My son's he's a like amateur bodybuilder. He's into bodybuilding and stuff like that. So that's about it though. I played baseball, but my son wasn't interested in any sports.
Mm.
Yeah, he's just works out and hangs out with his friends and stuff and doesn't do drugs and doesn't drink, so it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Thank God, right? 19-year-old that's a good kid. So I'm pretty lucky.
I can't imagine that.
Oh, she disappeared. Her internet.
Who
She
did?
lost her internet again.
Bella did.
Oh.
Well, Bella, good night, and really cool to find out that you're literally in my hometown. Everyone else, God bless as well, and the chat too. I'll be watching it on my TV because now my phone's really gonna freaking die. Shit.
Renee, if Bella's in your hometown, fucking good luck to you from all of us.
Hey, I've been here 14 years and she just moved here, so it might be ending soon. I'm scared.
Just saying.
She just named the store that I shop at. Now I'm not going out the house. It's over, dude.
Just saying.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Renee.
See you. Have a
Good night, everyone. God bless.
See ya.
Right. Same to you.
Well, she gonna charge her, or like, was she on her phone or the computer? I can't.
I don't know. I know my phone was dying, and what I did was I just put the charger in, and I'm just talking with the mic on.
Well, Bella can. Let me drop the link again for her, just in case it went past. There we go. So
Kumel, how are you feeling?
I'm doing.
Oh, there she is.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Okay, good. I was worried for a while.
Oh, she just came back up.
About
Sorry.
what? You were worried about me?
Yes,
About what?
with the headaches and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's still going on, but you don't have to worry about that.
Bella, every time you come on and I add you, you automatically disappear. I don't know what that means. It says add to like you come on, it says add to stream, like I usually do, and then you automatically disappear. And actually, it looks like you're in a garage. I might be wrong. So come back on. Let me drop it again. No, Kremel and I have been dealing with personal life stressors, as I'm sure you can understand, Carol, over a period of time. So we just do what we do. We do what we can do.
We all do. We're all
Correct.
dealing with a lot of stress.
Correct. And I'm glad he's here, honestly. So.
Oh,
In
That's
fact, I just told my doctor I've got to go to her next month, and I told her, I says, get me off this medication and lower it, because they've got me on medication for the anxiety and stress, and I'm like, no, I don't like it. Get me off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that stuff if I was. I don't know.
No, I know.
No.
I'd rather pick up a drink and drink it.
Me too.
I'm being serious because
So am I.
Yeah.
What's that noise?
I don't know.
I don't know.
One
What's
of you,
that mean?
someone's clicking something. It's one of you two, because
I'm not clicking anything. The only time I click is when I see the chat go.
oh, Carmel's doing a rosary. Okay.
That would be a new one.
Sorry. Sorry. Now there's clicking going on, but I'm waiting for Bella to come back, because every time she comes on, I add stream, and then it disconnects like within like 2 seconds.
I don't even know how to do a rosary, so
Yeah, yeah, it's different.
they kicked me out of church when I was 10, so I don't
Oh,
know.
Carmel, I'll make you laugh.
Yeah,
You're talking about church, right?
yeah,
I go to confession. You're gonna laugh. And I get this priest, or what they call a priest, and he says to me, "Why haven't you been in church?" And I said, "Because I was brought up differently, because I went to Catholic school and stuff.
yeah,
And back when I went to school, Catholic grammar in high school, they
yeah,
were very strict,
yeah,
with the whole religion bit.
yeah. Tell me about
And
it.
I learned Latin, Mass, all that. So I said to him, I don't like the way things are changing in the church, and I don't like this Pope." And he turns around and he says to me, "That's not you talking. That's the devil in you talking." So I looked at him. I said, "Really?" I says, "Well, I guess Satan must have got you, because you're sitting here judging me. I thought God was the only one that could judge me." And I got up and I walked out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I have never in my whole life heard a priest it's like you can't have a different opinion.
Oh,
If you do, right away you're possessed. Get
yeah,
lost.
yeah. I was a terror at 10, so when they told me that, I had enough.
Yeah.
I was only asking questions about faith, and they thought I was a bad influence on the other kids,
Mm-hmm.
so they kicked me out.
Oh, I
And
got in trouble. Yeah, go ahead.
they kicked me out of the church, of Bible class, or whatever you want to call it. And I never went to church again.
Well, I had a problem because I turned around and I asked the priest one time, "Do you really want me to believe that the sin in the Garden of Eden was that they ate an apple?"
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I had questions like that also.
right. And he says to me, "Well, that's what the Bible says." I says, "Well, if that's the case, how come we're allowed to eat apples?"
Yeah.
And he says, "How come you have so many questions?" I says, "Oh, come on, Father. Everybody knows it was sex that got them kicked out of the Garden of Eden."
Yeah,
Well, I got thrown out of that class real quick.
yeah, can imagine. I was asking about walking on water and stuff like that, and he couldn't explain it to me. It was, you have to believe, you have to believe, you have to believe, you have to believe. I said, well, I want proof before I believe something. So, and that was a bad influence on the other kids, so I had to leave. He kicked me out, and I never went back.
No, I go because I want to receive my sacrament. But other than that, as far as confession goes, nope. I tell my sins to the higher power.
Yeah,
That's it. He's the one that has to forgive me, not these people down here that sin probably worse than I do. So that's the way I look at it.
yeah, me too.
Damn, you're lucky. I'm like, I tell the Lord, I'm like, let me tell you my sins. He's like, hold on, let me call my manager. And I'm like, I gotta talk. Like, I get fed up and down the line, like to confess sins. And I'm like, which one? Who's gonna actually forgive me? And I'm like, is this too religious for everybody, or am I being?
No, for me it isn't.
No, neither one of you are laughing. So I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy,
No,
oh
no, no.
boy,
I'm fine. I,
oh boy, oh
you
boy.
know,
You can talk. You can talk about anything. I don't care.
Yeah, because when boy. Well, I'm gonna leave that one alone. This
you
is gonna
gotta
be
remember 5.6. The Bible was written many years ago, has been translated so many different times
correct.
that I am sure that during all these interpretations that they've missed a lot.
And there's at least two.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Yeah, the Conference of Nice in 1602 or something. They changed a lot.
yes.
And
I was just trying to be a class clown, and neither one of you even like broke a smile. And I'm like, oh, I said something wrong.
No,
no,
you
no,
didn't say anything wrong.
no,
Sorry,
no, no, absolutely not.
sorry.
You can,
Everybody has their opinion,
yeah,
you know, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me
no, me
because,
neither.
yeah, I'm like, forget it. You
So I
know,
went to Catholic school. I went to military school. I was born and raised Armenian Apostolic and like Christian and
mm-hmm.
Catholicism and stuff like that. But I can joke about it, um, and that's what kind of like I'm like, "Oop, okay, I can't do that anymore. So
I joke about it all the time.
yeah, Nitro Ray. I will try to make back to the live tonight. Have to attend the husband and set up a movie for the kitten so he will sleep. Nitro, you are always welcome here on this channel and every other channel that
Yeah,
you
Nitro,
participate in for sure.
Nitro is a nice one, nice woman.
Yes,
Yes,
she is.
yes. Why is my okay? Now it's live. Apparently, I accidentally paused my live. Read Mr. Smith, which boss lady, which were you talking about? Tell me which reason you ask. I'm going up. I'm looking. Oh, anywhere near Anne Arundel or Howard County. Boss lady, no. Washington County in the mountains. Washington County, the western Maryland mountains. Nowhere near, thank God, Anne Arundel or Howard County. And I retired from Montgomery County, which is the absolute pit of Maryland.
Now I am lost.
Well, she was asking. So we have counties in the states, right?
Yeah,
So each state, and they have counties in each state, and she was
yeah.
asking if I live or worked anywhere near Anne Arundel or Howard County, and I know both of them very well, unfortunately. But I have actually lived in Montgomery County and worked there. That's where I retired from. That's where I
Yeah,
was
that's
a cop.
that's where I get lost most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. That's where I was a
Because
cop, and that's where I retired from. It's an absolute ghetto. It's an absolute horrible, horrible place. But no, boss lady, I know those places, but no, I live in Washington County, the most western part in the mountains. Uh, Worked and retired from Montgomery County. I know all the counties you're talking about for sure, but yeah, no.
I only know a
So
few. I only know a few states and a few cities and where I've been, and that's it.
Well, that's
So
like Pennsylvania. We got 67 counties.
Jesus,
yeah,
Yep.
Pennsylvania is pretty freaking big.
Yep.
oh my God.
Mhm.
But I'm in the right county.
Yeah,
Haha.
there's only 23, I think, in Maryland, right? Is that right? 23, something like that. Mike Wall, were you a town policeman or statey? All right, that's a pretty easy answer. I started out as a town policeman. I went through the Delaware State Police Academy, graduated from there, and eventually ended up being
You don't know.
a county police officer, which is where I retired from in a different state.
Yeah, the state he was where the nice head was from. Nice head was from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Going through the Delaware State Police Academy was probably. I went through 3 different police academies during my career of 30 years. I think the Delaware State Police Academy was the toughest.
Mm.
No, Jesse, no, I was never in, no, I didn't, I was never a part of a mounted unit. I never rode a horse at work. Thankfully. Well, no, I never did. I get what you're saying, a mounted unit, but no, I never did. Oh, I guess, is this going to be, are we going to turn, because I said no topic, so anyone can ask anything. So if you guys want to ask me about my profession, everybody already knows who I am. So ask questions, right? I mean, Cremel knows who I am, right?
Well,
even though I mispronounce it, I know that. But
well, know who you are is a big statement.
I mean, like what I did.
Oh, what you did, yeah.
Mike, well, the last time I went through so the first time, what was I, 20? So first sworn in at 19, and you didn't have to go through the academy at that back then in Delaware. Sworn in, you had a year to go through the academy. I went at 20, I was 21. Well, let's see. Good shape. They got me into good shape. That was my first academy. Well, my first academy, honestly, was a seasonal academy, which was only like a month long, 2 months long. Then I went through the Delaware State Police Academy, graduated from there. When I 13 years later, I lateraled to the state of Maryland. I went through like a 2-month lateral academy. And then when I changed departments in Maryland, I went through like a 9-week lateral academy for the county police. So,
and then he started his duty as protector of Obama and Reagan. No, Obama and Trump. Sorry.
Well, actually, when they put me on the Secret Service task force, and unfortunately, it wasn't the protection detail, which I was hoping it would be. I think I made a video on that, right?
Yeah.
I was so angry. They're like, yeah, we're putting on the Secret Service detail. I'm like thinking like all these cool things are going to happen, and it was like fraud. I'm like, so boring. That was my second year from Delaware into Maryland. That's when that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when that happened.
Yeah, I remember the video, but
yeah. So anyone that hasn't kept up can go check out either my previous videos or ask the questions now, because everyone already should, if they're paying attention, should know my name and what I've done. Yeah, but I was a cop for 30 years, first sworn in at 19, retired at age 49, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you're like my brother.
What's that?
You're like my brother.
Yeah.
He did the same thing.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I'm glad to be out. Don't get me wrong, but I had enough.
Yeah, so did he.
Can't blame you. With all the crap that's going on.
And my wife
I
did.
wouldn't recommend anyone to get into a police academy today.
No, fuck that. Oh, sorry. Well, it's my channel. I can say what I want. Fuck that shit. Don't be a cop, especially now. It's not worth it.
Mm-mm.
My wife did it for 25 years. Little Rock, Arkansas, and
Oh,
then
that's a
and
nice place.
and then Rockville City, where she was the first female commander ever.
The Clinton town.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what ticks me off with that? That police officers are the lowest paying jobs out there. And they put their life on the line every single day.
Well, we were paid pretty well where we worked. Ultimately, we were paid pretty well, like very well. Um,
I heard you mention about 100,000 a year, so that
yes,
isn't too bad.
that's when I left. Was at 100,000, and my wife, who was the first female commander of her city department, made considerably more than that.
Ooh,
But it wasn't like nowadays. That money's not even worth it.
no,
No, well, in New York, they start them out, I think, with like 30 or 40,000. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Well, when I started, I was making $16,500.
I'm going to want to be a cop in New York City. No way.
That's where my brother was a police officer. He made it all the way to detective. And then after 9/11, because he was there for that, and I think it was like the year after he retired.
Did he
Got
know? Did he? I don't want to say names on here. One of my very close friends recently retired from NYPD. He was a small town cop with me in Delaware. Went to
Mm-hmm.
NYPD and served in their firearms unit for many, many years. He had so they gave him the you know how it works there. So he you have to work up to and get recommended for certain things. So he got recommended for ESU. He got recommended for aviation, and he got
Mm-hmm.
recommended for firearms training unit. And he took firearms training unit. He was a pilot already. He took firearms training unit, and he just retired a year ago. And Glock, like the major Austrian handgun manufacturing company, contacted him and said, "Hey, would you be our East Coast rep, like Northeast Coast rep?" Um, but yeah, NYPD is 40,000 cops. 40,000 cops in one department. Like
That's
I don't even know. There was 1,500, only 1,500 in mine. Like I couldn't even imagine. And
40,000.
yeah, and now he's retired. He's like, I'll never go back. I couldn't even imagine being there now today.
No, today they're dropping out left and right, and
Yep,
they can't even fill the classes for the academy.
correct.
And
That's
I'm
that.
like, I
Well,
understand it.
mhm.
I mean, look, there's good and bad and all. I'm not saying all police are great,
Of
but
course not.
you got your bad apples. But it's not fair that the ones that served that were good should have to be penalized for the ones, the few corrupt ones they have. It's not right. I'm
It's not
sorry.
just it's not just corrupt. It's just bad cops in general, in my opinion.
Right.
So corrupt cops to me means ones that break the law, violate your constitutional rights, things like that. To
Mm-hmm.
me, also bad cops means dummies that don't know how to fucking do their jobs, or they try to do it the wrong way and end up hurting people, making false arrests or bad arrests, m- trying to create bad charges, things like that against people that don't deserve that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very true.
corruptness, so corrupt cops and bad cops are kind of different to me in that terms, based upon my experience and opinion, personal opinion, I guess.
No, I agree with you.
Um, but the corrupt ones, man, uh, I've heard of them. I've heard of them. Never had personal professional experience with them. They get caught, they're gone. Outstanding. Bad cops can be trained or retrained, but if they can't learn, then they should be gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There
Like
was
there's
just one in New York, a case in New York the other day, I think, where they busted 3 or 4 of them for selling drugs.
so
And
those are corrupt cops. Those aren't bad cops. Those are corrupt cops.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? You're contributing to the opioid crisis, or, I don't know.
Mike Wall, you are correct. One bad cop can ruin a department, but that will be for a short time if the majority of the department is good. And I will say that I would replace that word with one corrupt cop can ruin a department, especially if it's at the leadership level, which I've heard of. But
Mm-hmm.
one bad cop can ruin the reputation of an entire nation of police officers, and we've seen that time and time again in the
Yep.
last few years.
Just look at the George Floyd case. That did it.
There's all. What about there's
That's what started it all,
it's.
in my opinion.
What
You
about
know,
Freddie Gray in Baltimore in 2014? That's what started the whole.
that's true. And then you had the Rodney King case.
Oh, that was back in the night. Yeah, that was.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing came of the Rodney King thing. It was like a little soft anti-police thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Freddie Gray in Baltimore started like the snowball effect, and then the press and media and like the bad cops and things like that kept making things worse, and then it just spiraled.
From there, downward.
Yeah, and you know what? And I've always said this. I've always been upfront and honest about it. Fuck bad cops. Fuck corrupt cops. I don't like them. I've never been one. I've worked in agencies, well, at least one, that have had them, but I don't know them. I didn't participate in anything with them, and they should be, in my opinion. Well, I got to be careful here with what I say.
Right.
They shouldn't have been on the job in the first place,
You're right.
and it's quite frankly, to me, I kind of feel like is dishonorable the right way to put it? Like to even having worked for the same department they worked in, but I know I did the right thing over 30 years. That's all I know.
That's all that counts.
I've said it before. I just
Well, that's all that counts.
I don't I don't I think they should be run into the ground and crucified for what they've done, put it that way.
No.
The bad cops, the corrupt cops. Like I don't. Why would you even do that I don't understand.
Because they're morons. That's why.
I think they're more than morons. I think they're well. I'm
Gun
not even.
happy. Some of them, they get the badge and they think it's a lot of power.
See, here's the thing. Thank you, Edwin. You have a good night too. Thank you for coming on, and you're always, as you know, more than welcome to join the chat. I think it's more than the power thing, Carol. I think it's just blatant falling through the cracks and stupidity. How did they get to be cops in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, and they do.
Because they keep lessening the criteria. That's why.
That's a valid point.
Okay?
That's a valid
That's
point.
why.
Yeah.
And that's not right. I mean, I told you that I went through the academy in New York years
Right,
ago,
right. Yes.
and I was ticked, and I'm a woman, and when they lowered that wall train, when you go through the academy with the training, and they lowered the standards on climbing the wall to 5 feet so women could do it. No. My feeling is, as a woman, if you couldn't climb the same wall as a male could, then you don't belong in the academy. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
That's the way I feel.
I
And
have worked with some of the best cops in my life that were female officers that did
mhm.
10 times a better job than male officers I've worked with.
Yeah, I can
So,
imagine that.
but I believe the physical standards should be the same.
That's right.
Um, and the attitude should be the same, which obviously that's easy to like. Uh, I have some of the best police officers. I can think of two right off the top of my head that I've ever worked with that have been in life and death situations with me were female officers, and fucking they handled shit, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
the
But
truth.
my thing is, and from what I understand now, the criteria is even lower. And I'm not even talking about the physical part. Like, even, I don't know how they run their psychological test now or whatever. I remember when I took it, how they ran it, you know, and they've just lowered everything. The standards are so low.
and
And
why? You already know the answer why.
yeah, yeah, I know. And it's not right because that's what's causing all the problems.
Mike Wall, I love seeing a woman police officer taking charge. Well, unless she's kicking your ass. Yeah, no, it's when that's your backup in a life or death situation, that's pretty cool, and especially when they do. I don't care if it's a male or female cop. If it's a cop and they're doing the right thing and they're doing it right, backing you up. That's what matters. And
Yeah.
like I said, I know two off the top of my head during my career. I knew two female cops that have absolutely uh, destroyed, like backed me up in life and death situations, and done an outstanding job.
That's great.
Not just for me, but for other police officers. I'm just talking about my experience.
That's safe feeling.
So what do I
It's,
do? Drop out of the academy, go work for a criminal lawyer, and then wind up with a bunch of
I remember that. Yeah.
yeah. Oh God.
I know.
Boss lady, you want to come on, or because this is this live? It's 1:30. It's going to end within the next half hour at least.
Yes.
Because usually, I mean, Carol, and Carmel, I like sometimes like, oh, I don't know for a short time, and like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
That's
no.
like Angel. I'm gonna have a 2-hour show and it winds up 7.
Mike Wall. Mike Wall, have you ever been on a call with an officer you don't trust? Unfortunately, many times. Yeah, and I've actually been put in bad situations because of not just me, but my team, my shift, my unit, um, because of one individual officer. Yeah, absolutely. Didn't trust. Yeah, absolutely. And been in a critical incident situation, and that officer's there, and being put in a bad way. Yeah, yeah, not fun.
No,
Not fun at all.
can imagine that.
Yeah. I don't care if it's well, whatever. I'm not going to go into details, but yes, Yes, it completely sucks.
I guess we lost Bella.
She won't. She hasn't come back.
I know.
She hasn't come back.
Oh.
Which every time she came back. The last 3 times she came back, it just disconnected after like 3 seconds.
Yeah, but I don't even see her in the chat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, she's not in the chat anymore.
No, she's still in the chat.
She's still in the chat?
No, she's still in the chat. Let me see. Let's try to.
I haven't seen her.
On.
I haven't seen her.
Do the at, like in the comment section on YouTube, do the @ sign, then her name, and that'll show you if she's still online. And I just absolutely misspelled. Try to come back on. It said try to come back one. That was.
Yeah, she's still here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anytime you want to see if someone's still on, @ sign and their username.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to learn how to work all this stuff because she wants to start a channel with me, and I'm like a little hesitant about
I
it.
know you. I'm scared of that shit. You guys were talking about it, tell me about it. I'm like, oh, for.
I'm a little nervous about it, not because of Bella. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I
I'm
know that.
nervous about it because of the way the YouTube world is, and I'm like, I don't think I want to put myself through that grief.
You can do it. Is there? There are definitely some headaches with it, but the good thing is it's social media, and you can do with you whatever you want with it. You can be like, "F you, I'm not doing this anymore," and just shut it down, or you can fight through it. Like I've done several times. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the ultimate answer is you could just be like, F this, I don't have time for this crap, and just like completely shut it all down, delete it, whatever, and it's done.
Well, if I decide to do it, it's not going to be till like after like July, because that's when I get to retire. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to start something where I can't dedicate my time to it.
No, I can. I dig that. No, I can.
You
And
wanna-
that's the only reason why I'm here. Like I have the time to.
Are you sure you're into it, Carol?
You see, that's the whole thing. You know, there's different things, like different topics you could do.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
understand that.
I'm very into like right now, and I'm trying to gather as much information as I can, like with domestic abuse and that type of stuff, because it affects me personally because of a family member.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at that, and like I try to tell that woman that was on Angel's channel, Caroline,
Yeah.
there's not only physical abuse, sometimes verbal and mental abuse is a lot worse.
Yeah, that's a lot worse.
And I have a family member that wound up losing her mind because of it. And, I'm trying to gather as much information as I can. I feel if I can help one person get out of a situation like that, then it's worth it. I've done something good.
Yeah, but aren't you afraid you're going to get too many people, too many negative people?
Oh, I'm sure of that, Cromel, because I've got enough of them now for some reason that, I really haven't done anything, but yet I'm being attacked, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I know why I'm being attacked, and I'm like, I am who I am. I'm going to back who I'm going to back. You know how I am, Cromel.
Yeah.
And I've made a few public statements, like where Angel's concerned.
Yeah.
she's my number one. She's
Yeah.
always been. I've been with her since day one.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to put up with her, anybody saying anything negative about her. If I'm in a chat, I'm going to go back at them, and I don't care.
No, me neither.
You know, you don't like it, tough. You
Yeah.
know, and like I told Angel the other night, because we were talking about it when I was up on her panel, I said, there's nothing they can find out about me that I have to be ashamed of. The only thing that concerns me is I don't want my family attacked, because if my family's attacked, then they're going to see a side of me they don't want to see.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to be that way. I want to
No.
help people. I don't want to hurt people.
Welcome,
No.
Jesse. Jesse,
Hi,
thank you for
Mr.
joining.
Smith, Carol, Cremel, how are you? Just wanted to say hi. How's it going?
Welcome.
Hi,
Welcome.
Jesse.
Welcome. Welcome,
Yeah,
Jesse.
so Carol, you're gonna start a channel?
I'm thinking about it, Jesse. I'm not too sure, only because of what's going on right now.
Oh yeah, I would definitely. I heard a little bit about what you were saying, and you definitely want to try and get out of the genre and go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's gonna be a target. She's gonna be a target anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not. It's hard to grow in this genre unless you want to go back and forth and fight, and even then, you'll just hit a certain number and you can't break that. So it's better to just start your fresh channel and go somewhere and take your loyalist with you and get
Mm-hmm.
some new people.
Yeah, Jesse, you know me. Um I ignore them, the ones that are attacking me. I really don't care, because the way I look at it, they don't pay my mortgage, they don't pay my bills, so I really don't care what they have to say.
Yeah, it's easy to just ignore them and not answer them. I'm surprised anyone answers any of them.
Mm-hmm. The only time you would probably hear me answer somebody or go at them is if they attack anybody in my family. Then they're gonna,
Right.
they're gonna see a side of me they don't want to see.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
not
what
what I
happened with
want to
me.
be.
Right. That's what happened with me. They attacked me for like a year and finally I came out and just said what I had to say and then I didn't address anything after that.
Mm-hmm. But I've been ignoring a lot and just letting it roll off because I have thicker skin.
Yeah,
But
and to me, it's so boring. The drama is so boring. No one's gonna meet each other. They're just doxing each other's
right,
families. Nothing good is gonna come out of it.
right. Yeah, absolutely right.
I mean,
And
I've got to the point now that I can't even watch shows, too many shows because it's just too much.
well,
It's
I
been
don't. I
2 years.
blocked a lot of them. And like I said earlier, if there's a certain comments, because some creators I have respect for, but when I'm in their channels and I see certain people come in, I leave the chat
Right.
because I know I'm going to get aggravated. I know
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold back. There are one or two in there in certain chats, and you'll probably figure out who I'm talking about. I know Cromel will.
Yeah.
That I used to have a certain amount of respect for, and
Right.
honestly thought they were good people, and turned out to be snakes in the grass. So,
Well,
I
and also there's a lot of drama where like you know, people argue with you because you go on another podcast or live stream and they don't like
Mhm.
those people, so now they don't like you, and it's hard to keep up with everyone's private personal beefs.
Right. And like I said, they don't pay my bills, so what do I care what they say
Right.
about me?
Well, that's what
I
I
let
did
it
when I
roll
started
off.
my channel. I have almost 1,000 subs now. I just started fresh on another community and I don't have any drama. It's been, a lot more fun and I don't have to worry about fighting with anyone.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I don't understand too. We're like in the crime mob genre, and all they want to talk about is your background in crime and all that. But what does it really matter? That's the genre. No.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why people have to start talking about all that stuff all the
Right.
time.
You see, that's the funny part, Carmel. People, how can I phrase this?
Be
People that
honest.
have been around people, okay,
Yeah,
Right.
don't talk about it,
no,
Right. Yeah.
okay? They they don't. I don't care whether someone's alive or deceased. I'm not going to say anything.
no.
You know, that's just me.
That's a respect you have.
Yeah, and it's not only that. I was brought up, you see nothing, you hear nothing, you know nothing.
Yeah,
And
And
another thing is, if you're a street guy too, you don't know everything about everyone in every street of every block. It's like you know about a couple of your friends and what they're doing, and you don't really care what anyone else is doing.
well, it's not only that. Where I grew up, you got to realize, Jesse, when I grew up, I was a naive teenager, okay?
Right.
I went to school with a lot of people. I knew a lot of people from the neighborhood. Didn't even know that they were involved in those activities. I'll put it that way. Because I knew them differently,
Right.
okay? And as I got older and was around more, especially that my mother and father had a candy store and everybody would come in there, it was like it got to a point I didn't know who belonged to what group.
Right.
Because,
Yeah. Exactly.
you had the social club after social club or bar after bar that they owned,
Right.
whatever. And, you know, you just didn't know. That's how naive I was. Until one time, my girlfriend was dating somebody and they offered me a ride. My girlfriend was in the car to take me to work. And when I walked into work, one of the guys in the place said to me, "Did you just get out of so and so's car?" And I looked and I said, "Yeah," because I didn't know there was anything wrong with me getting out of this person's car. He was dating my best friend. I didn't know what he was. And the guy turned around and said to me, "Don't ever let me see you in the car again." And I looked at him, I said, "Who are you, my father?" You know, I didn't know what these
Yeah.
people
It's
were.
like that in every city all over the United States, and that's the
Yeah.
point.
So
Or
then I
anywhere
made the
in the
mistake
world.
because my girlfriend's boyfriend turned around and said to me, "Why would you get in my car anymore? Why would you even talk to me?" So I says, "Well, I was told not to." "Well, who told you not to?" So I told him. And all of a sudden, he went down there, and I don't know what happened. But
Right.
point being, that's when I started learning that these people weren't the people I thought they were. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So I
Yeah, it's
started
the
this.
same way anywhere. It's like because they don't tell you or you don't know who it is. It's like example, like my uncle, he would have you put golf balls into a hole, and every time you hit one, he'd give you a $20 bill. When you're a kid, you don't realize like what he does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. So
But
later.
then I figured it all out, and I had a rule, and that was definitely I never ever date one
Right.
because I knew I seen what my girlfriend went through. I seen what my other girlfriend went through that was married to one. And I was like, nope, that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and
Yeah.
I,
funny.
Marriage overall is a gamble.
well, when I finally decided to marry my husband, I was lucky because I've got a very good man, and I'm married 37 years, and I don't regret a day of it. You know.
Oh,
In
it's funny
fact,
how
in fact, they were teasing me. They says, "Oh, look at her. She's Italian and Irish, and she goes and marries a Greek." Yeah, but I was smart and I was lucky. That's all I can say. He's a very good man. He'd give you the shirt off his back, and I've seen him do it.
Yeah. Carmel, what were you saying?
I was trying to say when it's funny how the conversation always goes in the direction of crime.
I think
one way-
Bella's trying to come back.
In one way or another, the conversation always comes back to crime,
Right.
and that's something that shouldn't happen.
No, that's true.
We're talking about a lot of different things, and I've got a lot of different interests. Sometimes I don't understand all the things you people are talking about because I'm not living in the United States. But it always comes back to crime. Crime
Yeah, I
genre.
feel the same way. I always go into different communities or my interest. I don't like doing anything unless I'm making money from it or it's it's entertainment. But
Yeah.
wasting. I don't understand people that are like in this genre that just waste their time with it and argue and fight and go back and forth. And if you're not making any money or you really don't have any skin in the game, it's really hard to understand why you'd want that stress or drama.
I don't mean the stress of the drama. I mean that subject always turns to the crime genre.
Right.
And that is something that doesn't interest me at all.
Uh-huh.
So I'm here for entertainment values, for all kinds of different things, but not for the crime. We got enough of those channels.
I'm the
Yes.
same way. I'm the same way.
Yes.
And it's getting to be a staple on every channel.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
is,
it's the genre. It's the crime genre.
yeah, why? Why talk about it? I don't get it.
I'm not here for the crime. I'm here for the people. That's
Yeah.
all
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay, we got.
Carmel, are you talking about this live stream or are you talking about like the community?
I'm talking about this, also about this live stream.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That it's always coming back to the same.
Yeah, because my question to Carol was what her channel was going to be about. So.
Well, it's not going to be about that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't going to be about crime, so well, some sort of crime, but I don't think that every time we are on here, we got to go, automatically it goes into the direction of the crime genre. And that's something I had my fill of. I despise it.
I'm not here for the crime. I'm here for the great people that I've met through other channels. Put it that way.
Yeah,
Right.
Me too. And I'm interested in the people and what they have to say, what their interests are, stuff like that.
Right.
but not all the time. Crime.
Well, Cornell, you came from a video game community, right? What brought you into this community?
I'm not coming from a video. No, not at all. I don't play video games at all. I'm gonna go epileptic if I play a video game. So I'm not playing video games. I am originally from. I came in on YouTube on a movie channel. Comedy movie channel.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun, talking about all kinds of stuff that happens in the movie world and in the music world and stuff like that. And then I made a mistake to follow somebody into the crime genre, and I got out of that. And then I got up to when I got into Angel Chat. And I didn't consider that crime. Of course, there was part of it was crime, but it became in the beginning it was no crime. It was just a living room talk or whatever. Talked about anything, and then the whole shit started with the other channels, and that was well, that was getting crazy, and that's why I stayed.
Gotcha.
But
Carmel, sometimes you have to be crazy to become sane. Trust me.
yeah, that is true.
That's that's just my experience.
That's true. No, I was interested in travel, and we talked about travel. We talk about police. We talk about all kinds of stuff, and that's what interests me. Not really the constantly talking about crime.
It kind of it's entertaining and distracts us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Hey, Bird, how are you?
I'm good. I was just sitting here giggling because I'm like, you know how different I sound than all these people on panel.
Well, you're from further south than I am. So.
I know I love it, but it's just like I don't know. It's so different. I think that's a lot of the reason why people like me and Zio on panel together because we're just like we sound and we're so different.
Yeah, but
like I'm young and southern, and he's an older Yank. I guess you would say. I don't know what the correct term would be.
Yeah, but Carmel, I'm sorry, I keep mispronouncing it. But Carmel and I were talking about something like that means like to us. We come on here for entertainment, stress relief, and things like that. So I don't know if you heard it.
I've been here the whole time. What you mean?
I don't know. Well, because when I added, like we were actually talking, I saw you pop up, and I'm like, I have to add, but we were talking, like Bruno and I were talking. And
oh yeah, I wasn't gonna interrupt.
No, I know you wouldn't do that, but
it's nice to hear a different accent.
Yeah, I know. Well, better than mine, right?
I think that's the only reason why Mr. Smith likes me on this panel. He says he likes my accent.
I like this.
Oh, there's Bella. I'm adding Bella. She's finally back.
Yay! There's my beautiful Bella.
Hey.
Oh, we can hear you now. The last freaking 4 times you tried to join,
well, I don't. Yeah, whatever. I'm just trying to be on.
Yeah, Michael. I'm sorry. I forgot it said Stella Jennings. That's my true crime name when me and Uncle Zio goes on. I didn't change it back.
I knew who it was. I used to be a detective. I knew who it was.
Okay.
Oh, Boss Lady Bird.
With Miss Carol.
So you do true crime?
Me and Uncle Zio, this was our second week today. Last week we did Manson. This week we did Casey Anthony. Next week I think we're doing Sam Little. But yeah, it's a new thing he wanted to do, and so it's working really great though.
All right, Sam Little is pretty interesting. That'll be good.
Yeah, he didn't know nothing about him, so I sent him some stuff to watch and stuff. So he's like, "Bud, if I don't like it, we're gonna do something else." And I'm like, "Well, okay, Leo, just watch it and let me know." But I think you're gonna find it pretty interesting.
I'm so
Bird,
I do a
I've
pissed.
good
got one
Zeo
for
donut.
you.
I'm so pissed. I missed that. Yeah, because yeah.
Oh, you
that
don't like
that
her?
that
Oh, yeah.
chick.
Uncle Theo couldn't wait to do it.
Yeah, I'm so mad I missed that because I have some insight on that. But whatever. It's
I think
Bird,
5 o'clock every Tuesday.
I
Well,
think the
between 4:30 and 5, whenever Uncle Zeo says, "Hey, bud,
Whenever
I'm
Uncle
ready to
Zio
go."
wants to hit that like button, keep it going, Uncle Zio.
Bird, have you ever heard about the David Rothenberg case?
That one does not ring a bell, Miss Carol, but I will add it to my list and look into it.
David.
Look into it. David
Yes, ma'am.
Rothenberg. He was a
I'm
child.
writing it down right now. Oh, the was he a little redheaded boy?
He was a little boy in Brooklyn that went to school with my son, and the mother and father were in the middle of a divorce case, and he was a strange bird, the father, Charles Rothenberg, because he would attend the PTA meetings, all of this, used to wear a shirt with him and his son on it. Anyway, long story short, he took his son to Disney World and set the poor child on fire.
Oh my God.
And the child survived for a while, came back to Brooklyn. I felt I cried my eyes out because I knew the mother. I knew, my son was friends with this child, and this child was only in first grade when this happened. The child looked like a poor mummy because he was all bandaged from head to foot. And he just died recently, about 3 years ago, the child.
Yeah,
But
I
you
wrote
should
that
look
down,
that
so I would
case up.
definitely look into that.
Definitely look up that case.
Absolutely.
And I believe it happened at Disney World in California.
That's Disneyland.
Right.
That's the thing about the community is you never run out of things to talk about.
No, I heard Bert say something about Charles Manson.
Yeah, that was our first one we did, which was kind of a case that me and, like, how could we not agree on Casey Anthony? Like, that would be fucking horrible if we didn't, excuse my language. But on the Manson case, we did disagree a little bit.
Hey, Bird.
I can't imagine.
I'm sorry. Hey, Bird, you can't fucking cuss on my fucking channel. Is that fucking
Okay,
clear?
I won't fucking do it again.
Thank you.
Pardon me.
Yeah, something just happened with Casey Anthony recently. I did a short on it, but I can't remember what it was.
Where she did that new interview on Peacock or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, we talked about that today too. She's a photographer now. Like, who would hire that bitch to take pictures at their family functions? Like, for real? I don't get it.
Oh,
that would be like having Gacy.
Maybe for the wow factor, I guess. I don't know. It's strange to me.
Some people will. Some
And you
people
got that.
won't.
What was it? That other psycho, Jodi Arias. She's another one.
Yeah, she's on the list too. She's on the list. She's on the list.
Casey Anthony.
I don't know how that jury found her innocent.
Me neither. Yeah, that's what we did our show on today, and like we were just like, I don't see how they found any reasonable doubt not to convict that bitch. Like, I don't get it.
I am amazed at certain cases. Like, I'm amazed at certain cases that happen over there, like the Laurie Vallow, Chad Daybell stuff, and Letitia Stauch. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely absurd.
Yes, sir. It is.
I think I'm going to do a actual live sometime soon about serial killers because that was my forte back in the day. Behavioral sciences, things like that. I think
Yeah,
we should
Karen.
all delve into that. Pretty cool
Yeah, I
stuff.
was gonna ask you if you wanted to do one like that with me on my channel eventually,
Yeah, I love like that's yeah.
because you could hit that, and I think I talked about it last time because there was that other channel, that guy Fed It, that he's an ex-Fed from South Texas, that he basically breaks down crimes like that and talks about it, you know, like the way he sees it. And I think you and I could do something on that. I would like to do that on my other channel if you want to do that one day.
No, I'm up down with that. That was my forte. Like that was my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying and it's very it's a mind fuck, but it's pretty interesting stuff, especially if you don't know anything about it. Like not you, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like your audience doesn't know anything about it. It's a mind fuck. Like serial killers are a mind fuck. You have no
Yeah, I've done quite a few already, but I'd like to get you on in your professional point of view.
man.
So that would be great. And you too, like Bird, maybe one day.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if
I'm
you
right
if you
on
do
the
the
edge.
Manson case, because like I think now I do not deny that he was a creep and did a lot of fucked up shit, but I still believe in a court of law that he was wrongfully convicted.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry,
did
who
one on
I'm
the Moors murders because they found that skull. You know, they recently dug up a skull, but you know, I covered that. So I don't want to really do anything good or exclusive until after 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
well, and that's cool because that's when you can get ad revenue and things like that.
Yeah.
I
So
get
I'm at
that.
like 960, so I'm almost there, and then we can get on it.
Well, you're a mod on here, so promote your channel and get your everyone all the mods promote Jesse's channel.
No,
Get
my
him.
whole point was
Yeah,
though to not
Jesse.
piggyback. I didn't want to piggyback off nobody. So once I pass 1,000, then I'll start
You're
dropping
not
it.
you're not piggybacking on it. Like
No,
that's how
because
we
I
all.
mean to get to 1,000, you gotta share that link so we can sub up, buddy.
Well, no, I was going to prove a point that I could do it within 5 months with
Without
nobody's
it,
help. Yeah.
I've
So
gotten
It,
I'm
to
almost there.
I'm over 700. If I wasn't
Yeah.
having so much trouble with my old community, I would be probably close to
all
1,000. But I've done it in 4 months, so
everybody
we can
that's
do it.
on here that are mods can promote whatever channel they want, whether it's their own or somebody else's. So
Right.
promote your channels, get the word out, spread the word, and that's the
Yeah.
whole point.
Yeah, Angel was telling me to do that too last time, and I was trying to explain to her, you know, what I was trying to do because, you know, next thing you know, I don't care what people say, but it's nice to just do it on your own and people don't say, this happened because of this and whatever, you know what I mean.
Oh, and they will too. They will.
Think of it as social networking because
Oh yeah,
that's
I
really what
understand
it
that.
is. Just
I
passing
understand
the
that.
word. You're
Right.
not buying likes and subscribes and stuff. It's just
No.
social networking. So
Right.
don't worry about that stuff.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm not worried about that, but I'd like to not do that. You know, like how you see everyone hashtagging John Gotti and all that. I tried to like stay away from all that, you know?
I don't get involved in that.
Yeah, so I try not to like piggyback off nothing, do what I gotta do, and then once we pass 1,000, then we'll start doing that.
Well, promote your channel, promote it here, and whatever channels you can do that. You're a
Right.
mod here now, so you can do that, and people will pass the word. Other mods on here will pass it on their channels.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
And,
within a few months, we can get on. We'll do that, and I have some people set up that's gonna come on, and that'll be cool. But I definitely want to get both of you on, and we'll do 2 separate things. Talk about serial killers or crime or whatever you want to talk about.
I'm all down. I'm all down.
Oh,
That was
absolutely.
I'm down with that. I mean, like people don't understand like the psychology behind it, like how it actually happens and occurs, but more importantly, the investigation and the process to follow through with the investigation. And look up. You may or may not already know his name, John Douglas, one of the founding creators, what was once the FBI Behavioral Sciences Unit, but now they're known as the FBI Analysis Unit.
Right.
But it's all about serial killers, is what.
Well, the
You'll have to come on
FBI had
with me and, Uncle Zio sometime, Mr. Smith.
What's that?
You'll have to come on one Tuesday with me and Uncle Zio.
I know, and I missed that today, and I was so because was it Susan Smith? Who'd you have on, or who are you talking about?
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony, Susan Smith, same thing. But yeah, I'm like, fuck, I just came across. I'm like, oh, I could have had some stuff to say about that, but
the FBI had a big takedown today in Mexico. They got the leader of MS-13 that was hiding in Mexico from El Salvador.
well,
So that's breaking news.
yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. So, in El Salvador, if you have a tattoo or you're linked to the gang, they're just, even if you didn't do anything, they're just arresting you and throwing you in jail. So all the top leadership are running, getting away from El Salvador.
Yeah,
So
they have a new
number one guy.
Yeah, they created a new
Yeah.
prison just for
Right.
that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the leader actually ran to Mexico. They caught him this morning in Mexico City. So that was a big deal for the FBI.
Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Long Island have a big problem with MS-13?
Oh, they're everywhere, yeah. And Governor Abbott in Texas is really going at them too.
Interesting.
But their top number one guy was taken down this morning, and so that's a major blow to them.
for the next 24 hours, maybe.
Well, yeah, but he's the one that has handshake connections with Mexico and United States and things like that. So when you take him out of the way, now they have to rebuild relationships.
Does MS still pay homage to the Mexican mafia or Mexican?
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they'd have to, but they're
I would
getting
think so.
strong on their own. Yeah.
Yeah, but they paid homage. For those that don't know about gang, like stuff, I used to work gangs, and Jesse knows a lot about that stuff, of course. MS, like they have to pay homage, like they have to pay. Basically, it's like working with, but you owe debt to a different, bigger organization.
Right.
That makes sense. Am I right, Jesse? And kind of put.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying
terms?
about basically their leader getting taken down. Now they got that
Right.
handshake relationship out of the way. They have to rebuild.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same way with motorcycle gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
You got a lot of these gangs. You got them, you got the Crips, you got the Bloods, you got them all.
The
And
Bloods are really big where you are, Carol.
I
They
know,
work with the Italian families up there.
I know.
We have no problems with the Crips and the Bloods or stuff like that. Over here. We don't have-
Jesse, what's your opinion about all these hybrid gangs and these wannabe, they're hybrid gangs that actually have actual gang, like they create an actual gang, but have actual real world gang members, and they try to create these new things, and then different races in gangs and things like that, and then they try to expand, and then they get like all these different branches, not just cliques.
Yeah, the branches are out of control. I just see that they're like kind of getting away from what you're doing it for basically the money, and they're branching out and they're doing more crime and more violence, which is not going to work in the end. But I can see like a lot of people now, like you're saying, they're working together. The gangs are working together for the greater good, but that doesn't always work.
No, that's for sure.
You're talking about like when they try to advertise, when they try to promote their gang, and they do things like they commit, and this is what MS-13 started to do it at one point because they were starting to fade out of the
Right.
big picture of gang forces. So they started doing more violent, like general violent crime to try to get their name back.
Yeah,
on
the more
street.
violent you are, the bigger, people
Right.
fear you, and that's their whole goal. And
Right.
the thing about MS-13, what makes them dangerous is that they just get deported. So, like say the bosses send 5 kids to go do a job in the United States, and they just take care of their family in El Salvador. They send them over, and they do what they got to do, and they get deported or put in jail for a little while, and that's what makes them extremely dangerous.
And a lot of people, you're right. And a lot of people don't understand where MS in the United States came from, or how it started, or like their base, like how it expanded, where they started out, and where it expanded from. But it's pretty prevalent across the United States at this point, and
Oh yeah.
it is what it is. But that's a whole different topic for another
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you and I could definitely go on with on my channel, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Do things like that.
Yeah. I prefer serial killer. I work gangs and
Yeah.
serial killers. I prefer serial killers because they're actually very intelligent people.
Right.
So
Yeah, and that's what I was going to tell Bella Rose, because Bella Rose and I lived in almost the same area, and where I was living at the time is where they caught the Golden State Killer. So I'd like to cover him because he was in the same neighborhood
cool.
During that time, and that's
Cool.
interesting.
Cool.
Golden State Killer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the United States. We have so many psychos that just go and kill a lot of people, which is not very common in other countries. It's just like the thing that we do. It's like, hey, you want to come over, have a beer, and kill like 100 people? And like, sure. But it's not very common in other. That's a whole different. Well, I'm not going to get into the topic right now, but yeah, it's not. It's more common in the United States than anywhere else.
It sure is.
Yeah, I did a video today on a lake in Austin, Texas, where they've recently found 5 bodies, and they think that it's a serial killer that's doing it, possibly.
It could be. The definite. Well, we won't get into it in depth now, but the definition of a serial killer, people should look into. But
more than 2 or 3 in different.
we're not talking about numbers. We're talking about numbers and what their MO.
Oh, got you.
Modus operandi. So it's not just numbers.
You know what I found interesting in the case is they were all men. Like that they found in the river, yeah. In Austin.
Oh.
So that's really weird to me.
I have a very good female one we should talk about then.
Yeah, for sure.
From Florida.
Eileen Warnos.
Thank you, spoiler alert.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Eileen. Yes, absolutely, Eileen. She was fucking insane.
Yeah, I did a few shorts on her when she was in the courtroom. That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but Eileen Warnos, yes, was absolutely fucking nuts. But that's the one. Yes, but that's the one I was talking about. Thank you.
I think they all are.
Well, they all have issues, obviously, but there's some that stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, to do things like that, you have to be crazy.
And Eileen kept claiming that the police knew what she was doing and they let her do it and they wouldn't arrest her. That's what she kept saying.
That's actually that's not true, but
Right.
I mean I know that that was said, but that's actually not the police.
Right. Yeah, of course that's not true, but that was her story and she stuck to it for a number of years. It's crazy.
Have you ever heard of the three whites of the eyes?
No.
Okay, so if you look at somebody that's actually insane and doing like crazy shit, I don't care if they were a sniper in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, or Afghanistan, Iraq, whatever. The three whites of the eyes is you've seen death, you know death, and you're determined to commit death. So the three whites of the eyes is you look at somebody's face. If you see white on both left and right side of the eyes and underneath, that's called the three whites of the eyes, because most normal human beings' eyes, you don't see three whites. You see white on left and right side, and then pupil, right? Like the pupils in the middle. You don't see white, three whites, left, right, and underneath. There's no underneath in a normal person's eyes. It's left and right, no underneath. There's no three whites of the eyes. And a lot of these people, a lot of these serial killers, a lot of these professional killers, you will see three whites of the eyes.
Oh wow.
But not in general society, like I don't know, sane human beings, however you want to call them, you're not going to see that. The three whites of the eyes is a psychological, it's a brain reaction to a psychological response to how they are thinking and behaving. I'm going to leave it at that until we do a live or discuss this kind of
Definitely. We'll
thing.
talk about that. Yeah, definitely.
But remember, three whites of the eyes.
Yeah.
You can Google it. It's out there. Just get
Right.
a brief description. Like,
Well, they want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
well, I'm not. I don't have three whites of the eyes, so I'm not the horse.
You're the investigator.
I'm just saying. Like Google, any of you here or anybody listening can Google three whites of the eyes, and
That's interesting, though. I've actually never heard of that.
yep. Nope. So, have you ever heard of the 1,000-yard stare?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's related.
Okay.
That's related to that. Three whites of the eyes and a 1,000-yard stare. Those are both related. And
So, Boss Lady Bird, are you gonna do one of these a week, or how's it gonna go with your live stream?
Yeah, we were considering maybe even doing 2 a week, but because there's just so many cases too. But right now,
exactly.
we're just doing it on Tuesdays at like I said, I usually schedule them for 5, but sometimes at 15 till Zill's like I'm ready, bird. So anytime between 4:30 and 5, we go on.
It's not easy too, because you gotta kind of know what you're talking about. You're live. You gotta put up the pictures. You gotta play the video. You gotta have it all in order.
Oh yeah,
People don't understand how hard that is.
I didn't play a video, but today with Casey Anthony, I had made a clip video.
Yeah,
and it was like 8 minutes long, just to kind of refresh people's memories and stuff. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I like to do it too when I do it like in one run right through, like beginning to end, whatever happens, and upload it. No?
Oh, you like to pre-record yours? Yeah, we do it live.
Yeah, I haven't done it live yet, but I'd like to pre-record it and then like maybe premiere it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You could do that.
Yeah, because then when you premiere it, you can still be in your live chat and do whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to do it live, but I'd like to get the whole story out the way I want to say it. And like the way I see a live is that if you're gonna do a live, you gotta it's like 70% of your chat. You gotta involve them. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Oh yeah. I think me and Theo together do good interacting with the chat. Like we both kind of give our opinions and bring up certain points of the cases or whatever, but then we do go to the chat because I mean we learn things in the chat too that ourselves that we may have forgot or just didn't cover. So
Right.
It works. Like I said, this was just our second week, but each week seems to be getting better. And
Yeah, I
Zio,
get
he's
what
just
you're
so
saying, and
funny
I like
too.
to bring up the chat too. Yeah, bringing up the chat, and then it gives you kind of something that to talk about
Oh yeah,
also.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
We got ditched. We got ditched by both Carol and Bella. Well, Bella disconnected, but Carol left.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that you had a channel doing that. I just saw you on here, and I just subbed, so I'll be watching. I'm interested to see the next episode, the live
Yeah, like I
stream.
said, we're doing Sam Little, which I already know quite a bit about, but Zil had
Right.
no idea. So I sent him some things to watch to kind of.
Sam Little has the most next to the Green
Yes, he
River
did.
Killer
He killed for
kills,
like
isn't he?
30 years.
Oh, the
And
green.
the fact that
And
he could
pre
remember all the faces, and like when they caught him, they only caught him for killing like 4 girls. Like he told about the other 89 cases or whatever, and they said that he would get so turned on when telling the stories, and they solved a lot of missing women's cases by his drawings and the stories and the locations that he gave. It's really crazy. It's really
Mr.
crazy.
Smith, do you know about the Green River Killer? I'd like to do that one.
I am glad you brought that up, Jesse,
Good
because
night, Miss Carol.
I want you to look up the Green River Killer, Green River Killer, John Douglas from the FBI Behavioral Sciences Unit, and how it almost took his life.
Oh wow! Yeah, I'd like to do that one with you. He interests me a lot on how he and at the end how he actually got caught with paint chips on his clothes. So he worked for a trucking company as a painter, and that's how they got him.
Okay, now that you mentioned that, I know the case you're talking about. That rings a bell.
It's interesting how he had a photographic memory, and they brought him back to all the crime scenes, and he knew exactly where everything was.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of and there's a lot of lesser known serial killers that
Right.
made newspapers and headlines for a very brief period of time, but actually have a lot of fucking victims under their hands.
Oh yeah.
A lot. And something else that people need to know before we actually do a direct conversation on live. Does anybody know how? And don't answer this. Anybody that knows, don't answer this. Does anybody know how many actual serial killer partners existed? Like 2 people working together. Don't think Bonnie and Clyde or anything like that, but how many pairs of serial killers worked together successfully?
I know there was that Chinese guy. I can't think of his name. Him and his partner, where he ate the cyanide in the interrogation room. Ng, right? Charles Ng and his partner. And then
I know what you mean.
What's the other guy? Lucas and his partner.
Are you thinking about California by chance?
Henry Lee Lucas.
So working, all I will say is that serial killers do not work well together. Put it that way. One of them ends up killing the other. Put it that.
Yep. Most of the time they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. Because somebody has to be in control, and that's what being a serial killer is all about, is being in control.
Yeah, I can't think of which one you're talking about, but...
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. But the ones we were talking about earlier, yeah, the Green River Killer, John Douglas, FBI Behavioral Sciences Unit, and then almost killed him working that case.
Yeah, we should do that one, get into a deep dive with that.
That's cool. I'm into all that's like, I'm not an expert by any means, but that's what
you have fun. I'm getting off.
No, that's cool. Thanks for joining.
Good
and
night.
actually, in 7 minutes, that will be now it's 6 minutes. In 6 minutes, it's going to be 2:30 Eastern Standard Time AM. and that's when this is going to end.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off too. I just actually jumped on to say hi and hope you guys are well. And
I
I'll see you
appreciate
guys
it.
next time. Good night,
Good night, everybody.
Lady
Good
Bird,
night,
Good night,
Colonel.
fellas.
Good night.
Cromel.
Good
See you
night.
next time.
Well, thank you all for coming on, and look forward to more in the future. And just thank you guys. That's all. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me up, Mr. Smith. I'm glad you were on. I was so bored.
No problem.
I'm serious. I was like,
problem.
man, somebody needs to go live. Like, I don't want to, but somebody needs to. So I'm so glad that you did.
No, and usually like in the middle, I'm like I go on
Sometimes
like
I go middle of the night. Like my sleep schedule's kind of off right now, so I've been going like early, not real
do
early in the morning, but
what you gotta do. It ain't no
you
big
just
deal.
never know with me. I'm kind of random.
Just do what you gotta do. That's fine. But I'm like, God damn, I miss the fucking killer. Like I'm like sitting here like I just opened my first beer of the day. I'm like, I miss the killer.
Oh,
And I'm like, God damn, all right. No, it's fine. No, but just keep
well, I
doing
hope
what
you
you're
catch
doing.
us next week. Like I said, Tuesdays at 5:00.
Mhm.
So
No, that's cool. No, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming on and joining all the rest of us that were here. Well, there's only 7 now, but thanks for coming on and
oh,
enjoy.
absolutely. Anytime I always come in chat at least anytime I see you on. So
Mhm. I appreciate it, and I love your channel. So thanks for joining in on mine.
absolutely. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a good night, y'all.
Have a good one. So thank you all. This is pretty cool, actually. Interesting to say the least. And if any of you, hold on, I'm taking. Good night, all, and thank you. I just typed that in general. So anyone that wants to check out, I don't know, true crime stuff, serial killer stuff, things like that. Jesse and I were talking about that. Um, Boss Lady Bird has hosted videos similar to that. So if you got, like, I have some, I'm not an expert. I have some education, training, and experience in that. And it's just interesting to me. It rocks my head to talk about it. So check it out if we come back in at some point to do, whether we do it together or separately. Check it out. Um, it's pretty cool stuff, interesting stuff. It messes with your head sometimes, but it's pretty cool stuff. So thank you everybody for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And you know how it goes. Catch you on the next one.